Hello and welcome to a sunny and blue-skied Sydney University Oval number 1. Here I am, the wise man, Matt Mears, looking forward to taking you through what's going to be an epic Sydney Thunder Conference semi-final here between Sydney University and the Penrith Panthers. Alongside me today, we've got Kiwi Mick Reinish. Kiwi, great to have you back here in the box for what we love, semi-final cricket.
Absolutely looking forward to this one. It's been a big day for me. I got up at 6 o'clock to watch the soccer. I've gone for a 1 hour run. I've had an apple, a banana, a can of Coke, a water, and now I'm ready to commentate.
Mate, it is going to be a huge, huge game here. A spot in the Sydney Thunder Conference final against either Bankstown or the surprise packet of the Sydney Thunder Conference, which is the Blacktown Mounties, coming absolutely nowhere in the Belvedere Cup, but storming their way into the top 4 here of the Thunder Conference. I think we're a little bit disappointed not any of the Big Bash players on show today, due to the likes of Hayden Kerr being on duty for the Sixers. Ryan Gibson from the Panthers, he'll be back in Adelaide with the Strikers. But there's two very strong teams put out here by both sides for what is obviously a do-or-die clash.
Definitely, it's going to be a cracker of a game. And one of the things I like about this is, of course, for people who don't know, with the Thunder Conference, there's 10 teams in that actual conference. And both these teams, Sydney University second, Penrith third, but both teams have got a 5-win, 1-loss record. So that's exceptional. That's pretty much a quality there to be first on the actual ladder, let alone second or third. So both teams coming in with that 5-win, 1-loss record. Going to be a lot of fireworks. Of course, we came here probably 11 months ago when Sydney University lost against Randwick Petersham in the final of the whole thing. And that was a pretty big day as well at this ground. This is the first time we've been back, but you know, it's going to be a very interesting game.
110%. Both teams have been out here warming up under these beautiful skies out here in the centre of City. I think you've just got a late change. I think it's just in jersey number, so that's okay. But
Yes.
Do you want to take us through those two teams for us?
Absolutely. Sydney University, the home side today, as the umpires walk onto the field. Tim Cummins is their captain and wicket keeper. Jordan Gauchi, Dylan Hunter, Hugo Akita, Charles Litchfield, Ceylon Maladay, Devlin Malone, Ryan McElduff, Damien Mortimer, Hayden Story, and Kieran Tate. The Penrith side today, Brent Williams will be their captain, Nick Adams, Tyron Lydiard is their wicketkeeper, Jordan Brown, Jordan Watson, Michael Collins, Henry Rails, Liam Dodrell, Luke Hodges, Nuna Verma, Ryan Fletcher, and Owen Cole is the 12th man.
Well, it's had two very strong lineups there for both teams. As I said, umpires out here very nice and early. It's still about 2.5 minutes before this game kicks off. We do want to thank everybody listening through Triple H 100.1 FM, through the Triple H Stort stream, as well as Frogbox. We are coming through live and loud from here, right next to the Frogbox here at University Oval number 1. If you haven't heard our commentary before, welcome. We do cover a lot of the games, normally on the north side of Sydney, with Northern District, North Sydney, Gordon, etc. But we're very thankful for Sydney University for them allowing us to be here today and call this huge Sydney Thunder Conference clash. Kiwi Mick, you had something before we went on?
Oh, yes, no, just confirming that Sydney University will be batting first today.
No, that is a good stat. We need that one.
Probably one of the most important ones.
It is one of the most important ones. I said both teams are sitting in the dark ones. We have to probably tell by the numbers of who is doing what. But as I said, still two very strong teams here. Even if we aren't including those Big Bash players, I must admit, a little bit disappointed we're not seeing the likes of Hayden Kerr. We saw him play in that game you mentioned previously, that final last year, and made a big difference to that Sydney University side. So, it's going to be interesting to see what players are going to step up. But as we have mentioned many a time, that I said there is still quality throughout these both teams. And when you have something as big as a conference final on the line, it is going to really fire up players from both teams, because they'll want to be playing that game, which will be coming to us in the early weeks of January. As we're just waiting for side screens to get into place, seeing where that side screen is. I'm glad I moved my car. I said players taking guard, bowlers are just doing their warm-ups, and to take us through the first 5 overs, Kiwi Mick Reinish.
Yeah, semi-final cricket about to start. It will be Dylan Hunter and Charles Litchfield to open up for Sydney University. Ryan Fletcher to bowl the first over for Penrith. And a nice crowd is built up in the grandstand here. Very hot day in Sydney town today. First ball of this semi-final as Fletcher steams in the big left armour. And he bowls now a bit short, pulled away, and it's going to be to the man on the fence. Will it make the road? Yes, it does. An early boundary here for Sydney University. The crowd loving it. Litchfield with a cracking shot off his legs. And we thought we had some rowdy supporters, of course, at Chatswood Oval with those Gordon fans, but the Sydney University fans straight into the action here. No wicket for 4 after the first delivery. Both teams coming in with a 5-win and 1-loss record. Penrith wearing their predominantly black strip, a bit like the NRL Penrith Panthers jersey, really, as he runs in and bowls, flicks this one off his hip. No run through to the keeper, though. So a couple of short deliveries to start here by Ryan Fletcher. And got to be careful, of course, this beautiful surface here. If you clear that infield, Matt Mears, it's going to be boundaries galore, great conditions.
100%. Ground is nice and hard and fast. No rain in the last couple of weeks, so anything that beats this infield is definitely going to rocket away to this lovely white picket fence around Sydney University Oval number 1.
Great facilities here at University Oval. Thank you very much for having us, to the organisers. This one's pulled straight to the man. He's juggled it and caught it. An early wicket here for Penrith, and Ryan Fletcher yells with delight. So that was another short one that really could have been put away for 4, but instead he's hit it to the man on the 45-degree angle, and Penrith have an early wicket here. It's 1 for 4.
Yeah, he thought all his Christmases had come at once, just a bit shorter there by Fletcher, but maybe just didn't get up as high as that he thought it was going to be, Litchfield, and all he could do is just scoop it straight down the throat of short fine leg inside the circle. A little bit of a juggle, a bit of a heart-in-mouth moment there for the fielder there at short fine leg, but he was able to get there. I think he hit it up enough for him to be able to get back into position, but that's a huge loss there for University in the first over. He would have thought that with those balls coming in, that he was going to be able to take advantage of these lovely conditions, but Penrith hit early doors, and now a big responsibility now on the hands of Mortimer, the batsman coming in at number 3.
Damien Mortimer, right-handed batter, comes in and takes guard. So Ryan Fletcher, 3 short deliveries to start here. 1 got put away for 4, 1 through to the keeper for no run, and then 1 straight to the man on that 45-degree angle. I wonder if it's a tactic here to actually bowl short intentionally, maybe. But like Neil Wagner does for the Black Caps, bowling short balls to try and get it around the ribs. And here he goes now, Fletcher. Bowls to Mortimer. Oh, and he squared him up, but he's going to squirt it into the offside for a single as the man races around to regather there. And Nick Adams, the fieldsman, 1 for 5 here in the first over.
Yeah, nice piece of fielding there inside the circle. I said, with the pitch more towards the sort of the eastern side of University Oval number 1, basically everything in that patch inside the circle is wicket block, so it's going to be rocketing absolutely fast off that. So good piece of fielding to get around there and just keep it to 1.
Dylan Hunter, left-handed batter, his first ball. Fletcher bowls. Oh, and he's beaten him outside the off stump with a ripper there. It jags away. Dylan Hunter has a little roam around there to regather the thought. So Ryan Fletcher definitely has a bit of pace. We saw the warm-ups, both teams out there for an hour warming up before this match in these hot conditions. It's probably about 30 degrees out in the middle, I reckon. It's so warm it's even hot in the shade.
So we do have a lovely spot up here in the grandstand, but even here, the old Triple H shirt's getting a little bit sweaty.
So here goes Fletcher again. Last ball of the over. Oh, and he smashed this one backward a point. It's a beauty for 4. That went like a tracer bullet to the picket fence here. And it's 1 for 9 after 1 over in this Thunder Conference semi-final. Sydney University batting first.
Yeah, just a bit short, wasn't it? We saw with that last delivery, they're not getting quite up as high as the bowlers want them to, and it was just sitting up there nicely for the left-hander to be able to put that one away. And as we mentioned before, anything that beats this field is just going to rocket along this carpet of an outfield for 4. As I said, I think anybody would like to be out there on this sort of boundary. You're going to get a lot of value for shots here today.
It will be a bowling change here. Looks like it might be Brent Williams, the captain, perhaps coming in here for a little bit of spin. So the tactics of the T20 teams in this day and age, of course, mixing up your bowlers at either end. So just quickly write down who's bowling.
Well, the scoreboard's got it on there for you, Mick.
Oh,
you do forget.
I'm old-fashioned.
You're old-fashioned. I know you are.
Scoreboards can break with technology these days.
Yeah, well, I said, I know I like going off Play HQ, and we know how much of a basket case that is.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on Triple H and Frog Box. This will be the last men's T20 game for about 3 or 4 weeks that we'll cover on this station. Everyone will take a bit of a break and come back in the new year. So it will be Damien Mortimer to face up to Brent Williams, the Penrith captain, making the long trip out today. This Penrith team out to Sydney Town. He runs in and bowls now, does Williams. Oh, and it's driven beautifully, but nice fielding there inside the circle in that cover area for a dot ball. Bit of right arm spin here by the captain, trying to just slow the scoring down early on. He runs in and bowls again, flights this one up, dances down the wicket, straight to the man on the onside this time for another dot ball.
Yeah, just slowing the pace down here, making the batters have to do all the work themselves.
Runs in again. This one a little bit shorter, but just pushed into the offside for no run. 3 dot balls here. Brent Williams getting through this over at absolute electric speed. Not mucking around at all here, trying to rattle through it. Runs in and bowls again. Good length. The shot for LBW could be gone. The umpire says no. The umpire says no. Brent Williams puts the hands on the head and walks back to his mark.
Mate, for those who are watching on Frogbox would have seen Tyron Lilliard, the keeper. He thought that it was his birthday, Christmas, everything rolled into one. He was halfway down the wicket, up in the air, appealing that one. But obviously the umpire seeing very differently.
So what an over this is. 4 dot balls. Williams bowls again. Full toss. Mortimer down the ground, but a man down in that long on position. They will pick up the easiest of singles. Great conditions here at University Oval. 1 for 10 here with 1 ball left in the second. It looks like we've got a man down on that sight screen with a bit of a trolley pulling it across, not like Coles or Woolies. Probably wouldn't fit in there.
No, mate, I wouldn't be taking the side screen, particularly with all the Christmas shopping already underway. If someone did pull in a side screen, I think they would be questioned.
The crazy world we live in. Here goes Hunter on strike. Oh, backward a point, 1 bounce. And no run. They were just sort of thinking about it for a second there, but after 2 overs, Sydney University are 1 for 10. That was a good over there by the captain.
It certainly was good fielding by Jordan Brown there at backward point. Just what Penrith needed. They got the wicket in that first over, but also went for 2 fours. Don't want to let that momentum get too ahead of themselves and just slowing the pace down here. As I said, the batters will be looking at the outfield and the conditions going, happy days, it's going to be runs for fun. But you said you bring on that slow spin, make the batters have to do all the work themselves to get any power through the shots and get through them as quickly as possible, because as I said, if you can get through an over in, say, 2 minutes or so, it does sort of mean you take away one of those power play overs from the other team. So it's all about tactics. That's why we love T20 cricket. You get the tactics going. But it looks like we've got a bowling change here from the clubhouse end.
Yeah, Liam Dodrell now absolutely steaming in from outside the 30-metre circle. Right arm bowler. Oh, this one, he tries to swing it to the onside. It could be caught. No, it's just going to outlast that fielder and roll away for 4. That was a bit of a lucky one there by Damien Mortimer. Tries to do the pull shot. Bit of a top edge here, and it rolls down to fine leg for 4. 1 for 14.
Yeah, again, just not getting up as high as the the bowlers are looking for it to do to really rattle the batters. It's just, I think the bowler's got lucky there that it took the top edge, but as I said, it just flew with nobody down on the boundary. Well, they're making that change now with backward square leg coming inside the circle and fine leg dropping back to the fence. Maybe we might see a similar type ball.
Here goes Dodrell again. Oh, bit of an edge, but one bounce to first slip. So that was Mortimer on strike again, of course. Just squaring up a bit there. Liam Dodrell, sort of medium fast bowling, coming in from our commentary end of the ground.
Yeah, the commentary or the grandstand end of, I think it's the southern end. I don't quite have my bearings here, but I'm 99% sure it's the southern end, or you've got the northern or the number 2 oval end. Certainly changed quite a lot around here in the last couple of years out at Sydney Uni.
Here goes Dodrell again, the right armour. Mortimer does a massive swing into the onside, but straight to the man at square leg for a no run. Pretty dramatic stuff for a dot ball there.
Well, I think they've realised that they need to be taking advantage of these conditions. It's been some good bowling so far by Penrith, but as I said, bringing that fielder up inside the circle there from the square leg fence, it's just made it that little bit harder to try and get runs away through that onside, or even just to pick up the single. They almost need to try to turn it around the corner to get it down to fine leg, which is hard with how well he's bowling outside off stump.
Dodrell again to Mortimer. Oh, that was a nice, handsome shot into the offside. This time they'll pick up a single to the man inside the circle. Doing the fielding there was Nick Adams, the left-hander, back on strike now. And Dylan Hunter, 1 for 15, 2.4 overs gone at around about 2:40 p.m. in Sydney. Plenty of stats there.
Are you going to do a weather report for us as well?
30 degrees, full stop.
Computer says 27.
Okay,
but
feels like 30.
feels like 30. Feels like 30. Wind chill factor of no, but it's been a good start for Penrith so far. I said Sydney University will have wanted to know once they're batting first that they could put up a big total while the conditions are favourable, and then have to make Penrith chase it down. But as I said, if they can bowl well and really slow them down in the power play, it's going to go.
Dodrell again to Hunter, and he's tennis batted this back down the pitch, down the onside for no run. It's pretty close to shoulder height, that one. Yeah,
well, just finish. It's going to, if Penrith keep bowling this way, it's going to put Sydney Uni in a position where it's going to be pretty hard to put up that big total that they need here. But yeah, that was an interesting delivery there. He was trying to bend his back on that one, and I think he was trying to deposit it into one of the science buildings that are over towards the western side, but just copped the toe end of the bat.
Dodrell again now, last ball of the over. Hunter on strike, flicks it off his hip there for a single to that man. Running around in that sort of fine leg, squarish position. So after 3 overs here, Sydney University off to a pretty steady start, and it's 1 for 16.
Yeah, not a David Warner / big time start where they're 30 runs off 3 overs or anything like that. It's been some good bowling so far here. It looks like Williams will continue for over number 4. And as I said, if he can put in another over like he did the previous one, it's just really going to put the students right on the back foot.
Williams again now with some spin to Dylan Hunter. Drives us nicely and firmly down the ground to that man at deep long on for a single. Dylan Hunter here just trying to get the eye in. And again, they roll the old sight screen around for the right-handed batter. Mortimer back on strike.
Yeah, maybe it's the old pallet jack out the back of Woolies, I don't know.
He bowls, now goes down the ground, smashes it down the ground. That's going to be into the trees for 6. What a great shot by Damien Mortimer. Absolutely smoked that one. The fans love that up in the grandstand, and it's 1 for 23.
Yeah, well, the fans did love that one. As I said, he's got the line and length of the off spinner now, so this is the danger you can get with him bowling 2 overs in a row.
Mortimer on strike, goes for the sweep. It's gone fine past the keeper. They'll pick up a single. Will they come back for a second? Yes, they will. Doing the fielding there was Ryan Fletcher. Good running there by Sydney University, just trying to pick up the tempo a bit here.
Yeah, well, I think he knew that once he went down the ground of that one, he was going to bowl the next one a little bit shorter so he could get into position to tuck it round the corner. So good batting here by Mortimer. Just trying to predict what the bowler's going to be bowling to him.
Mortimer on 15. He opens up the arms. One bounce back to the bowler and he fires it back at the keeper. That's some, bit like the Netherlands-Argentina soccer game, a bit of fireworks and push and shove maybe, but not quite push and shove in cricket. But
well,
anyway.
So even off spinners don't like getting hit for 6.
Williams again. He goes for the cheeky sweep shot. This is rolling down towards the fence. Will the man race and grab it? He will. They will pick up an easy couple. Doing the fielding again there is Ryan Fletcher. Nice batting there by Damien Mortimer. He moves on to 17, 1 for 27, last ball of the 4th.
Yeah, this has been the over that the students needed. This is the danger sometimes when you try and get 2 overs out of your spinner in the power play. The batters are used to what's coming towards them.
This time Mortimer flicks it off the pads. He'll pick up 1. Will they come back for a second? No, they won't this time as the man retrieves just outside that 30-metre circle. So after 4 overs here, Sydney University have sped things up and they're 1 for 28.
Yeah, much better over from the students there. They're able to get that run rate ticking along. They said it was that great shot for 6 that got the ball rolling for him, and then the bowler was on the back foot ever since, trying to change up his length, but Mortimer was able to get into the right positions to take advantage. So it'd be interesting to see if they bowl him again. I would say probably not now that they're in the groove of what he's throwing at them. But it's going to be interesting to see who they can come on, because it'll be important over. It'll be the last over of the power play. So you would think that the students would want to take advantage of the field still being inside the circle.
So Ryan Fletcher back into the attack. He's 1 for 9 off his first over. He bowled the first over of the game. He's back in for the 5th over here. He runs in and bowls now to Mortimer. Oh, that's a cracking shot onto the onside. 2 bounces into the picket fence down there at Cow Corner, but it was a pretty orthodox cricket shot there and a beautiful boundary there. 1 for 32.
Yeah, well, no one out there at Cow Corner at this time of the innings, particularly with the pace bowlers on. And it was just in that nice little slot that he was able to open up his arms and get it away on towards that onside. And great piece of batting there again.
So Fletcher again to Mortimer. Oh, and he's gone for the big pull shot. He'll pick up a single to that man, racing around into that square leg area. And Mortimer moves on to 22, 23 in fact.
Yeah, well, I said he's really accelerated his scoring in the last 8 deliveries, but I said it was a beautiful, beautiful shot for 4, and then tried to repeat the dose. Didn't quite get the middle of the bat, but it's just interesting where the Panthers are setting their field. I said for the left-hander, they got 3rd man and square leg back, so it's going to be interesting where the bowler's going to put this one.
Fletcher to Hunter, the left-handed batter, nearly plays it onto his stump, so that was very close. Fletcher throws the hands on the head there in frustration.
Yeah, well, he said he was trying to play the big expansive drive through the offside. Just gets the inside edge, and yeah, every bowler thinks they're being hard done by when the edge comes and it doesn't ricochet onto the stumps. But it's some good intent now here by the students, trying to take advantage of these last couple of overs of the power play.
Dylan Hunter on 6, the left-hander. This time he'll just play it into the onside for no run to that man inside the circle. Doing the fielding there was Luke Hodges in jersey number 11. Of course, Sydney University wearing their sort of navy blue strip with the yellow numbers, and Penrith wearing their almost like the Penrith Panthers NRL jersey, isn't it? If anyone that follows league, which is probably pretty much everyone listening, I'd say.
Quite a few, or if you're journeying along on Frogbox, you can see how good they look through the pictures.
Absolutely, it will be Fletcher again, and this is another big pull shot. It's going to go just fine of square. They should pick up a couple here, the left-hander and Dylan Hunter. Eventually the ball comes back into the bowler's end. 1 for 35, 1 ball left in the 5th.
Yeah, again, trying to deposit into one of the university buildings here on the western side. But as I said, I think, again, both bowler and batter are expecting this pitch just to bounce a little bit more than it is, and that was off the somewhere off the splice of the bat. He was lucky that it didn't fall into the hands of one of the fielders there on the leg side.
Fletcher again, his last ball of his second over. Oh, this is a cracking drive down the ground. Beats the fielder there inside the circle for 4. That's a beautiful off drive there. Doesn't get any better by the left-hander. And after 5 overs, it's 1 for 39. Sydney University, it's a pretty good little section to play. Over to you, Matt Mears.
Well, thanks, Kiwi Mick. But yeah, as I said, a beautiful way to finish your spell of 5 overs there. Just a beautiful off drive. Once it beat the fielder, there was no hope of that one being cut off. It was going to the boundary for 4. But if you have just tuned in, welcome to Triple H coverage here of semi-final cricket, the Thunder Conference final. Sydney University taking on Penrith, whether you're listening on Triple H 100.1 FM, the Triple H live stream for our sports coverage, or tuning in through Frogbox. If you are tuning through Frogbox, hello. Hopefully you haven't turned the sound down going, who are these clowns that are commentating the game? We normally do a lot of coverage on the north side of Sydney. We're thankful for Sydney for letting us being out here today. If you do want to hear or see more of where we commentate, follow our socials, Triple H Sports on Facebook or Twitter, as we do have a change coming from the northern end. And Mortimer just places this ball in the offside. Hunter does try and go through for the quick single, but I think very rightfully sent back. I can tell you that the bowler is Liam Dodrell coming on.
Well, Nuna Verma, I think it is.
Sorry, I was just going by what was on the scoreboard. But you're okay? Verma is Kiwi Mick. You're going to go that by what's on his shirt number? I will take your commentary over what the scoreboard says any day of the week. So Verma coming from his second delivery from the number 2 end, and it's smashed over the top of the man at square leg. It one bounce for 4. The Cardinal sin, Kiwi Mick. He's in off the boundary, obviously trying to stop the 2 runs, but it just agonizingly goes over his head. And I said, that always kills me. I'd rather give away 2 and take the catch than save 1 and see a 4 go over the top of my head.
Looked like he kind of lost that. He kind of lost his footing and lost the ball there, but definitely it is Verma. They've updated the scoreboard as well, but this is good batting by Mortimer on 27.
Yeah, he certainly found his feet now, has the right-hander as he comes down the wicket again. Tries to smash him into the wide blue wonders of Sydney University here, but gets the inside of the edge of the bat, finds that fielder out on the boundary. They pick up another single here. 1 for 44 here halfway through the 6th. Yeah,
good batting by Sydney University though. I mean, as we know, sometimes in these big semi-finals, setting the target can be a bit of an advantage. We saw here last year in that final of the whole comp, Randwick Petersham got a low score and defended. I think they got about 110 and defended it against Sydney University. So runs on the board, if you can get a big enough score as well, pretty important.
Yeah, pressure on in finals games. As the left-hander now on strike. Right arm round the wicket, and he smashes this one away through the forward of point. Don't even have to move as it rocket along. So it probably is the longer side of Sydney University Oval where the pitch is set up today, but that flew off the bat, Kiwi Mick.
Yeah, great batting there by Dylan Hunter. That's his first really commanding shot. He's on to 16 now as well, so they're really speeding that run rate up. The first sort of 2 or 3 overs was a little bit just getting your eye in, but now they're away.
Yeah, they certainly are seeing the ball like it's, I wouldn't say watermelon, but maybe a soccer ball, seeing what...
Yes.
Seeing the mood that everybody's in with the World Cup going on. But as I said, perfect batting conditions here at University Oval number 1. And again, just smashes this one. It takes a dreadful bounce for the fielder off the edge of the wicket block. But it lets them get back for 2. But yeah, fielding, I feel sorry for whoever's fielding the covers there with that edge of the wicket block there. If I said any funny bounce it takes off the edge, it's going to make it a nightmare for them to field.
Yeah, there is a little bit of scarring on the ground, isn't there? It's not the absolute most perfect ground. Brilliant facility, but there's a few sort of dirt patches around here as we sort of look around at the whole ground, but you probably won't be able to see that on camera, Frogbox viewers, but that's what it looks like.
I said, now coming in again to the left hand, and he smashes this one away. Sounded beautiful off the bat. The fielder out at square leg. He was trying his harness, but he only had to move about 20 metres, but he couldn't get there. He couldn't get there and cut that one off. Another 4 to the total. That's the 50 up.
Yep.
My apologies. That's 1 for 54 now. That's the end of 6 overs, Kiwi Mick. A big over there with Verma going for 15. Some brilliant shots, though, by the students, though.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Mortimer's set the tone, and now Hunter's into the action as well. Of course, he opened the batting today, but 1 for 54 off 6. Any team would take that in 2020. That's outstanding. That's probably one of the highest run rates we've had calling this summer off the first 6 overs by any team, probably the best.
Well, and
saving it to the finals as well.
And consider that they had that first over from the far end only went for 1 run, and they lost the wicket in the first over as well. So it's been a good couple of overs for the students there to really get that run rate up, to make it hard. As I said, to put on that big total that they need to make it hard for Penrith to chase. We're going to have Luke Hodges, number 11, to come into the attack from the grandstand end of University Oval, number 1 here. Looks like we're getting some more spin. As I said, now we do see the field go out, but interestingly though, they've still got 5 fielders inside the circle. As we got left arm orthodox around the wicket to the right hander. First ball just gets put into the offside. They pick up a single. But interesting to see with the 5 fielders inside the circle, the 4 out being at point, long on, long off, and square leg. Field stays the same for the left-hander, except we see point inside the circle having to trot along to the other side. Inside the circle, for those listening on Triple H, you've got a square leg, you've got a short mid-wicket, a short cover, a point, and a short third man, as this one's short, outside off stump, and again, soft hands and pushes it out into the offside. They pick up another single. 1 for 56 here, 2 overs into the 7th.
Yeah, a couple of singles there for Penrith just to sort of put the brakes on a little bit. A lot of boundaries there in the last 3 overs before this.
I said the slow bowling has done it all right, as this next one's just played out onto the offside. The fielder is quite a ways in from the boundary there. He'll just cut it off for another single. But we saw that with the first over of spin in the power play, that it slowed them down. But once they sort of got the pace and the bounce of the ball, they were able to take advantage. Nice shot there. A little bit short, but doesn't get up. But
stayed low, didn't it?
It did, but as I said, it could only find the fielder there at short mid-wicket. As they go on the offensive, trying to push the field around again. We see short third man come around into a backward point. Points coming across onto the onside. He's really having to do some metres here. It'd be interesting to see his GPS after the game. He's running from point to cow corner. And obviously, he's expecting to put this one more on leg stump, and he does. And he hits this one away through square leg, but the fielder out there on the boundary is able to cut it off. But because it's just so far out there, they're able to pick up the 2 fairly easily.
Yeah, not too bad an over here, though, by Luke Hodges. 5 runs off his first 5 balls, so yeah, they'd probably take that just to slow it down a little bit.
See what they can do off the final delivery, and it's a good one. He tries to hit that one straight through the line. It was pitched up, but misses it all, ends up taken by the keeper in Lilliard, and that was the dot to finish up. So, yeah, they'll take that first over after the power play. 7 overs gone here at University Oval. 1 for 59, Hodges, none for 5.
Yeah, and of course there's 3 other finals games today that will definitely give some updates maybe a little bit later on. Of course, the
100%.
Sixers conference, we got Gordon against Randwick Petersham and St. George up against the Sydney Tigers.
And we got the other game we mentioned earlier in the Thunder Conference, Blacktown travelling to Bankstown. Blacktown, the sort of the Smokies. We see a few Smokies come through in the Kingsgrove T20 Cup. That's why we love this competition so much. As I said, it's usually been the Bumblebees from the University of New South Wales that have been the surprise packets the last couple of years. But Blacktown showing that they want to play finals cricket, which is great to see.
Bit like Morocco in the soccer, eh?
Mate, everyone loves a good upset. As Dodrell now does get swung around to that northern end. Very short one, that first one. It actually did get up, unlike the other ones we've seen. But umpires do call it as the one short ball and over, but not called for a no ball or a wide for being above head height.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think it was pretty hard to hit. Isn't that the rule if it's too far above?
Well, it's got to be above, got to sort of be above helmet height or something like that. But he did duck into it a little bit. I think that's probably why the umpires are sort of giving a bit of a leeway to the bowler there. But
Yeah.
love a little bit of short stuff in T20, Kiwi Mick. Get everyone a bit fired up. So he comes in and out again to Mortimer, and that one again is just short, and he's able to tuck it off his hip. He's got in between the two fielders out on the leg side boundary. Good running sees him get back for two, but they said they're finding the gaps nicely here and hitting towards this longer western side. They said if you run that first one hard, there's certainly two on offer.
Yeah, they're just mixing up their shots, aren't they? They're going down the ground, they're going through the covers, they're going off their pads. There's definitely been a few short balls here by these Penrith bowlers early on. Maybe they need to pitch it up a little bit, I think.
Well, we'll see here. He does like a good short ball, and he does pitch this one up, and he goes down the wicket, does Mortimer, gets an inside edge out onto the leg side, but well fielded by that man at mid-wicket, just keeps it to a single. 1 for 62 here halfway through the 8th over.
Yeah, great crowd building here. 27 degrees, but feels like 31. But
just wait, listeners, till Kiwi Viz comes out later.
Oh, and I can assure you that all the probably 58 people that are on the hill today, not one soul is in the sunshine. They're all in the shade.
It said it is a nice little spot here.
Yeah.
In the university grounds, lots of shade here for those that have come along to watch. Not too many in the grandstand though.
No.
I would have expected a couple more, but as I said, on a day like this, why not be out there in the sunshine on the hill under a tree? As left-handed now strike, and he tries to deflect this one away through, maybe down to third man, but big swing, no ding, and Hunter lucky there not to get any connection on that one because it's probably going straight through the keeper.
Yeah, that one had definitely had a bit more pace on it there by Dodrell, didn't it? That was a nice. That would have been sort of a good ball in a 1 day or 2 day game, but nice pace there outside the off stump, and he was a bit too quick for Hunter on that occasion.
Yeah, he's got some good wheels here, does the youngster. Let's see what he can produce now with the left-hander on strike, coming right arm around the wicket. That's up in the block hole, but that's not going to phase Hunter, and he just puts it straight back down the ground with mid-off up inside the circle. Once they're beating him, that was rocketing away to the picket fence before.
Yeah, what a great reply there by Hunter. This time he probably almost a bit of a half volley, really. It wasn't quite at that Yorker block hole length, and there's no long off down there, so he beats the fielder for 4.
Yeah, the 5 fielders being out is long on, mid-wicket, fine leg, third man, and a sweeper at cover. As again, this one's just short of a length. He does make connection to this one. Luckily, it didn't fly down to third man. It gets to him on the one bounce. And that'll be the end of 8 overs here. The Students won for 67 here with Hunter on 30, Mortimer on 33. If you have just tuned in, you're listening to the Triple H coverage of Thunder Conference here in the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup. Sydney University taking on Penrith. Whether you're tuning in on 100.1 FM, you're listening to the Triple H Sports stream, or we welcome you if you're listening here on the Sydney University Frog Box. Apologies if you were not expecting this when you were tuning in to watch some cricket for your Sunday afternoon. If you are enjoying what you're listening to, we thank you for joining in. Hopefully, if you want to hear us some more, you can find out where we be. We call most games around. We call most weekends around Sydney on a Sunday. You can follow us on social media as the first ball of the next over is played out on the leg side. They pick up another single. You can follow us on social media, Triple H Sport on Facebook and Twitter to find out where our calls will be throughout the summer and through winter. We cover winter sports as well here on Triple H Sports. So we hope you're enjoying the coverage. Matt Mears here with Kiwi Mick Reinisch. As I said, 8.1 overs in. We got Hodges continuing with his left arm orthodox.
No, definitely. And we hope you are enjoying the coverage. As you said, though, Matt Mears, it's a great day to call cricket. 2 weeks till Christmas Day. So, football fever, it's all happening, isn't it? It's been a great year for sport with a lot of different sports.
Oh, 100%. We've been very blessed as sports fans. There's a big appeal as he tries to sweep that one through the onside. I'd say it's just hit him outside the line of off stump as the umpire signals leg by. I think he just got down far enough outside off stump that the umpire was not going to be able to give that one out. But I think that's what the Panthers need here is a wicket to try and really curtail this run rate. As the next delivery here is just cut away by Mortimer with soft hands out into the offside. They pick up another single there, and it's 1 for 70 here halfway through the ninth.
Yeah, again, Luke Hodges here, he is keeping it pretty tight. He's, 1.3 overs, no wicket for 7, so he's one of them that was keeping as tight as he can. Ooh.
Oh, that's an interesting one there with Mortimer. All ends up there trying to obviously get the ball away there. I think the keeper thought he was in the game there with maybe a catch, but I think all it'll do is cause the bowler to get a little bit of confidence out of that one. As the next one, though, it gets absolutely deposited onto the hill. Just a little bit short of that one. It sat up. And Mortimer, he knows how to deposit those ones onto the hill here, particularly towards that short eastern side.
Yeah, Hodges was bowling tight till then, but eventually thought we've got to have a crack at this. And Mortimer's moved on to 39 now. All power there into the onside. Just he picked up the short ball, didn't he?
He certainly did, and this one goes right up into that block hole. He tries to at least, but well played. He knew that one was coming. He's been able to just paddle it above the keeper's head and come back for 2. So 9 overs gone here at Sydney University Oval. 1 for 78, the students here, building towards a nice little total here as they look to make their way through to the Sydney Thunder Conference final against either Bankstown or Blacktown, who are playing out at Bankstown Oval today. During Kiwi Mick will be back in the driver's seat after this next over. Then I might try and get us some around the ground scores once he has us back in control, as we look like we're having another bowling change from the number 2 end, or the northern end of Sydney University Oval. I believe it's Henry Rails to be coming into the attack, left arm over. First time we'll be seeing him today.
Definitely used a few different, it's probably about 5 or 6 bowlers they've used within 10 overs, so they're giving everyone a crack, aren't they?
Yeah, certainly. He's bowler number 6,
yep.
Left arm over to the left-handed batter, and he just pushes this one on the outside. Good fielding. It was close. No one backing up inside the circle. They're not able to get back. They weren't on the ball for that overthrow, but I think they were lucky to get through for that single. With third man up inside the circle. It was to him on the first bounce, but good running. See them get through for 1. Takes them to 1 for 79 here, 1 ball into the 10th.
Yeah, that's right, and they are having to sort of rotate their bowlers, trying to find some wickets, because when you got 2 batters in 2020 with one of them on 33 and one on 41, they've got a good platform now. If they can just keep going for all, they could get a massive score here.
Certainly can, as now comes into the right-hander, and he, loving coming down the wicket, is Mortimer. Comes off his thigh pad. The keeper does the fielding at backward square, and they do pick up a leg by. It's a feature of Mortimer's game here, isn't he? He's trying to just get out of his crease and put the bowlers off, making them having to change their line and length to where he's standing on the pitch for the delivery.
Yep, that's right, and they're rotating the strike nicely, and both men well set here.
Listen, the left-hander now back on strike to left-arm bowler, and that's been deposited straight up there. If you're on that seat, Kiwi Mick, I think you would have had a nice catch, but
I would have dropped it.
Probably, yeah, I probably would have as well. But I said, just right in the slot there, wasn't it, Kiwi Mick? And he was just able to get the arms free and deposit it over mid-wicket for 6.
Yeah, great stuff there by Hunter. Didn't really have the pace on it, so he just said, okay, I'm just going to launch this one into the onside. Sydney University batting with a lot of freedom.
They certainly are. What's he got there now? And that one's up in the block hole, but nice soft hands there by Hunter. Runs it to third man inside the circle. They pick up another single.
And both men in their 40s now, so it's danger time for for Penrith. I mean, Sydney University probably would have been favourites coming into this. They're both 5 wins and 1 loss, but Sydney University have been there, done that a lot more, especially last year.
So they do have that finals experience in this competition, but I said I don't think we can count the Panthers out yet. As slower ball this time from Rails, it does loop up a little bit more than Mortimer was expecting, and it goes through to the keeper. You see the look on the batsman's face going, I don't know what happened there. But I can tell you that Hunter is 40 not out of 25 deliveries. Mortimer is 41 not out of 31 deliveries. So they are going along at a good rate here, the two students batsmen, with a final delivery of over number 10 coming our way. And this one short and deposited away, but it will be fielded well. They'll come back for 2. Great piece of running there by the students. It is a long boundary out there, as we've said, but he picks up 2. Mortimer moves to 43. And after 10 overs here, 1 for 89, Kiwi Mick to take us through the next 5 overs.
Thank you very much, Matt Mears. Yes, we're doing it 2 out today, aren't we? So,
well, that's what happens when there's too many things on a Sunday here coming into Christmas, and our last resort decides not to show up because he had his birthday party last night.
The Soccer World Cup fatigue is setting up for our staff. Setting in, sorry. But we got no excuses. I got up for the games and I'm here. So it's going to be Luke Hodges to continue. He's 2 overs, no wicket for 15. Dylan Hunter on strike, the left-handed batsman. Flights this one up pretty slow-ish, that one. He cracks it away to that man on the fence at point for a single. So great stuff here by Sydney University. 1 for 90 here in the 11th over. Probably trying to set themselves up for maybe 180 or 200, I reckon. And it's going to be Hodges again now to bowl to Damien Mortimer. Left arm bowler to the right-handed batter. And he smashes this one into the onside. And it will get cut off on the fence. The fielder out there was Michael Collins. Fires it into the keeper's end. And they will pick up a single.
Some interesting scores coming out around the grounds. I can't wait to bring you this Blacktown score at the end of the over.
Okay. Hodges again now to Hunter. This one just played straight back to the bowler for no run.
Listen, I think there's some other teams out there enjoying the delightful conditions.
Hodges again. Hunter goes down the ground. This is going to be 6. And it's almost into our grandstand. Lucky you moved the car, Matt Mears, because that would have been a sight screen gone and a Uber home.
Mate, I told you my car needed to be moved from there. You didn't believe me. You thought the side screen would protect me. It definitely wouldn't have.
I had the World Cup fatigue when you mentioned it. But I've shaken off the fatigue. And that was a cracking shot there. Hunter goes to 47. And that one's into the library out the back here at the university, if the library's that way.
It's into some building that's behind the grandstand here, but it was a beautiful shot. As I said, if you are watching on Frogbox, you would have seen that one just sailing over the side screen. Couldn't have hit it any more out of the screws. And, we're just sitting here waiting for the ball to come back from wherever it is. Maybe it's got a library card attached to it. I don't know.
Might have landed in between a couple of books on the shelf. That'll be interesting on Monday morning for the students when they rock into the library.
Looking for a biology book. So we'll go around the grounds while we're waiting for the ball to come back. Good idea, Kiwi Mick. The other game in the Thunder Conference, Bankstown against Blacktown out at Bankstown Oval. Blacktown Mountings batting first. 2 for 118 off 10.2 overs. They're on absolute fire out there, the Blacktown Mounties side. We thought they were going on a good click here. They're going on an absolute tear out there. Maybe we might be calling them in the new year in the Thunder Conference final, depending where all the other broadcasters are. Quickly in the Sixers Conference, I'll give you some updates there. Out at Harold Fraser Reserve, it is Sydney travelling to play St George. Sydney currently sit 3 for 69. And in the other broadcast game at Coogee Oval, Gordon batting first. They're 1 for 93, taking on the Randy Peets. Tim Crawford, 61 not out of 27 deliveries. And Dale McKay, 32 not out off 18. So 1 for 95 off 7.5 overs.
What a start there by Gordon. I wonder if they've brought the old fans out to that one. Have they done the travelling today?
I hope so, because as I said, we were there last week for those tuning in for the first time. We were out at Chatswood Oval last week and they had the the travelling Gordon faithful there for that one. So much so they had to move them away from us in the grandstand. But they do make a lot of noise. Hopefully they're saying hello to the broadcast team that are out there for us.
And, of course, remembering at Coogee Oval's where it's been played, isn't it?
Yes.
When we did a semi-final there last year, they have a big rowdy group of supporters as well, remembering, and that was on Australia Day, of course. And they were very vocal. So imagine both of them sitting in the grandstand together.
Maybe it's a good thing for our licence that we're not out there today.
That would be mayhem. That would be mayhem.
Well, I think
you'd have to put the old fence in between them and split the old grandstand with the
riot police.
Yeah.
I won't say too much more about riot, could you? But they, as I said, there could be a rowdy one down at Coogee Oval. It was supposed to be at Chatswood Oval, but had to be moved due to the availability of Chatswood Oval this weekend, unfortunately.
Of course, Randwick Petersham winning the whole comp last year, so Gordon putting the pressure on trying to knock them out.
100%, but we do have a ball back.
Yes, let's get back to the action. So it's going to be Luke Hodges to Dylan Hunter now. Hunter's on 47, Damien Mortimer on 44, and Hodges' figures have been destroyed. He's 2.4 overs, no wicket for 23. Runs in now the left-arm bowler to the left-handed batter, pushes it into the onside for no run.
Yeah, a bit subdued after the last delivery, isn't it?
Take a bit of a breath.
Well, they'll take a bit of a breath here, but they're not shy of putting one over the fence here.
Hunter on strike, cracks us down the ground, but straight to the man. One bounce to the man on the fence at deep, long off. Michael Collins it was, but 11 overs gone here. Sydney University 1 for 98, looking well set to set a formidable total.
Yeah, they said they lost that wicket in the first over, but Hunter and Mortimer have really put on a good partnership here. It's now up to the Panthers whether they can really try and put the brakes on. I think they need to do it with wickets. They can't do it with dot balls or anything like that, because we've seen that how those big shots can just come out of nowhere and take that pressure off the students' batters. It needs to be wickets. They need to get into this middle order of the students here, the Panthers, if they don't want to be chasing 200.
So Nuna Verma back into the attack. He's 1 over, no wicket for 15. It will be Hunter on strike on 48. Mortimer at the non-strikers on 44. As they roll the sight screen around, these two batters very well set to try and launch Sydney University into the Thunder Conference final. Of course, semi-final action in both conferences today. 8 teams left out of the 20 teams overall in the whole competition. It's getting down to the business end here, the big games now. It's going to be Hunter on strike. Can he reaches 50? Verma runs in now. Right arm bowler. And that's a cracking shot into the offside. Straight to the man on the fence there at deep square leg for a single. He'll move through to 49 now, Will Hunter.
Yeah, it was a cracking shot. I hope that came through the effects mic, because I said we certainly could hear it up here in the grandstand. But I said some good field placements here by the Panthers. Cutting that one off just for the single, but yeah, you just feel that they need one of those shots to go to hand, or one of these Yorkers to beat the bat and take out the stumps or something, if the Panthers want to get themselves back into this game.
So here goes Mortimer on strike. Right arm bowler to the right-handed batter now. Oh, and he's gone for it. He's edge, and that's going to be a pretty lucky 4 there. A very fine edge down to the fence for 4. Even the Sydney University fans are smart enough to know not to clap for every 4. Some of them a bit of luck, so good sort of sportsmanship there by the home fans, you would say.
Oh, well, that could have easily ended up in the gloves of Tyra Lilliard there behind the stumps. It was just out of his reach. But if you want to win these big games, you need to ride your luck, and that's exactly what the students are doing here right now.
1 for 103. They've gone past the 100 mark. Again, it's going to be Verma. Mortimer on 48, goes for the drive through the covers. Will he come back for a second to raise the bat here? Yes, he will. The man fires it in from the boundary. Great innings here by Damien Mortimer, and the fans love it here at University Oval. Raises the bat to the crowd. There's impressive stuff here by these two batters up in the top 3 in the order. And they're really setting themselves up. 1 for 105 here in the 12th over. And it's Mortimer on 50 and Hunter on 49. Here goes Verma again. Steaming in the right armour. Bowls now to Mortimer. He goes for the lucky shot. Could be LBW. No. A shy at the bowler's end misses. They will eventually pick up a single amongst all the chaos. And he moves through to 51. Or in fact, it's 50 with a leg bye.
I said, yeah, it's been interesting to see these leg byes and stuff get run through. You need to take every single thing that's available out there, whether it's byes, wides, no balls, etc., to build this target. But I think they'll be looking for a few more ones to clear the pickets here.
Hunter, he's on 49, and he'll crack it through the onside. That should reach the boundary. One bounce, and yes, eventually it does. So that's 50 for Dylan Hunter as well. Beautiful flick off the pads, hitting it pretty straight there for 4 on the onside. The crowd loving it here in the grandstand at University Oval. And Sydney University 1 for 110.
Yeah, great shot there. I thought it was 6 off the bat, but yeah, just not quite out of the middle. But got it into that gap well enough that even though you had the 3 fielders, one from inside the circle and the other 2 out on the boundary, all converging, it was able, just had enough on it for it to trickle over that rope for 4.
Verma again now to Hunter to complete the 12th over. Oh, he smashes us down the ground. One bounce to the man on the fence there at long on. So after 12 overs here, Sydney University 1 for 111.
Yeah, they're starting to pick up the rate now, aren't they? They know that there's still 9 wickets left in the shed. They can just put their foot down. As I said, I can give you an update from Coogee Oval. Gordon 1 for 105 after 9.2. They're absolutely going ballistic there. Blacktown Mounties 2 for 138 off 12.2. So
high scoring games.
Some very high scoring games here, but what is a lovely Sunday afternoon.
Here goes Hodges again to Hunter. This one a little bit shorter. Pushes it into the onside to the man inside the 30-metre circle. He'll pick up a single. 1 for 112.
Yeah, they'll just change the field here with the left and right-handed batters. Probably they'd want to be racking through these overs, but it does put off the bowlers.
And this one smashed into the onside. That's all the way on the hill here at University Oval. A massive 6. And a couple of the fans there walking around just avoiding the ball as it flew into them.
I think a couple of Kiwi Mick fans down there.
Yeah, that's part of the fan club of 9. You got to register.
Oh, here we go. Patreon.com.
And it's an annual event.
Patreon.com/Kiwi Mick.
Hashtag.
But no, massive shot, massive 6, and this is what the Panthers need to really get themselves ahead of.
And he's hooked it into the onside. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on Frogbox. It's going to be another single, and all of a sudden now it's 1 for 119 here in the 13th. Hodges steadies again. 3.3 overs, no wicket for 32. Hunter on strike on 55. He runs in and bowls now. Flicks it off the pads. That one stayed low. Hits this one pretty square to the man inside the circle for 1.
Yeah, it did keep a bit low, that one. I was expecting another one to disappear somewhere, but it is the longer side for the left-hander. But they said that's something that Penrith need to take notice of if the pitch is keeping low.
Mortimer on strike this time. Oh, and he could be caught behind here. Yes, he is. So eventually they get their man here. Luke Hodges gets the wicket, the left arm spinner, and Damien Mortimer is gone. He's going to have a quick little chat here to Dylan Hunter, probably to say what's the plan for the rest of the innings. But a very fine innings by Damien Mortimer. He's gone for 58, and it's 2 for 120.
Yeah, really said he had to keep going there, didn't he, Mortimer, after that huge 6 down to the Kiwi Mick fan club earlier in the over. He really needed to keep that button going if they wanted to get 200. But as I said, just unfortunate for him, again, just keeping a little bit slow, maybe just getting a little bit of purchase in this Sydney Uni wicket. And it only needs to turn half a bat length, and I think that's what it did. Got the outside edge through to the keeper. Much needed wicket there for the Panthers. As Tim Cummins, brother of Pat Cummins, comes to the wicket.
I know.
The Kiwi loves all the names that are coming here, but Sydney Uni captain, former Penrith player himself as well.
Yep.
So playing against his old team.
Very nice round of applause there for Mortimer. As he walks below the grandstand, right up above him, he's got about 50 solid fans here having a great Sunday afternoon. So it will be Tim Cummins now, the brother of Pat Cummins, of course. He's a right-handed batter, the captain and wicket-keeper. Hodges bowls. He does a cheeky little dab shot round the corner. He'll pick up a single to that man on the 45-degree angle. He's off the mark. And that's actually the end of 13 overs now. Sydney University 2 for 121.
Well, if I know for Kiwi Mick that's been turned off the test match, I can give you an update in the test match. 26.3 overs, 5 for 45 is are the Windies. They're chasing about 800. Holder
divided by 2.
Holder's at the crease. With De Silva just joining him now. Mitchell Stark 2 for 25. Scotty Boland 3 for 12 off 8.
Yeah.
As a Kiwi though, you can't not love Scotty Boland. Come on.
Oh, he's I tell you what, every chance he gets, he makes the most of it.
He certainly does.
Great, very good player. It's actually going to be the captain now back into the attack. He flicks it around the pads, does Cummins. He'll pick up at least a couple, you would think. Brent Williams back into the attack, the captain, the spinner. And he'll pick up a couple of runs, so Cummins straight into the action as well. 2 for 123, and he just makes a few changes to his field now.
I give you another update in the other Thunder Conference final. Blacktown Mounties 2 for 144, 1 ball into the 14th over. They're going ballistic.
Yep, high-scoring games here. Oh, and this is slammed by Cummins. Ooh, only just short of the fielder out there on the boundary, though. He did that sort of half dive and half hold back to stop it. Eventually he does stop it. They'll pick up a single. It's going to be Dylan Hunter back on strike, the left-hander. He's on 56. Sydney University here, well set to get, I reckon, about 180 to 200, or even maybe more.
I think they've got to be looking at over 200 here, particularly with 8 wickets still in shed. There's no reason for them to not keep going.
Williams now to Hunter. Does a late dab down behind square. He'll pick up a single. Pretty close thing to half a chance of a run out there, but eventually Cummins gets home, the captain and wicketkeeper of this side. And he's back on strike now. The men down on that sight screen doing a fast and efficient job, unlike some other grounds. Runs into the poles. Cummins smashes his fun down the ground, and that could be all the way. Yes, it is. One bounce over that picket fence into the trees here at University Oval. That's a beautiful shot by Cummins. He moves into double digits onto 10. And a lot of power on that one. He picked his moment to have a crack and well and truly nailed it. Williams runs in again. Again, he goes through the offside. And it's over the man on the boundary, and it's almost taken a seat out. And 6 again. Beautiful stuff here by Tim Cummins. Absolutely unleashing those arms. First one was down the ground. This time he frees it up through the offside.
That one I'd be a bit disappointed was if I was the bowler there. He
probably could have caught that.
Well, he was a good couple of metres inside the boundary rope. If he just stayed right on the boundary, he would have taken it probably in front of his eyes. But he's come in a couple of metres, tried to take it above his head, and just it's beat everything. Should we go down in the halftime break, see if there's some holes in his hands or something? But I would be very disappointed if I was the bowler on that one.
And again, now Cummins just whips it into the onside for a single. And that is all it will be. So after 14 overs here, Sydney University 2 for 138 taking on the Penrith Panthers. And every batter here has made an impact. Even the...
Even Litchfield off his...
Yeah, he still had a 4, didn't he? So
he did. Round the grounds, Gordon out at... taking on the Randy Peets out at... Coogee Oval 1 for 126 after 1 ball in the 12th over. So 11.1 overs, 1 for 126. So they're on fire. Sydney Tigers, they're 4 for 90 in the 14th over, taking on St George.
Well, that one's a little bit more slower scoring, isn't it? It's the only one.
Yeah, and at Bankstown Oval, 2 for 155 after 14.1 are Blacktown Mounties taking on Bankstown. So... I said that's going to be the winner of that game will take on the winner of this game in the new year. So, as I said, it's an interesting one there. As I said, it'd be interesting to see Blacktown in a Thunder Conference final. Even with 155, Bankstown are going to have to bat well. Imagine what they can put on in another almost 6 overs.
Bankstown won the whole comp 2 seasons ago, is that right?
Yes, we called it out at
I didn't
Bankstown Oval. No, you didn't.
But
Triple H did.
Yes, of
course. But luckily we've got you back on the cricket calling team.
So it's going to be Ryan Fletcher back into the attack. Runs in and bowls to Cummins. He does a cheeky little dabble around his pads, and that's going to roll to fine leg for 4. This is an absolute avalanche of runs here by the Sydney University side on their home ground in what feels like 30 degrees. Probably got all the stops today.
Kiwi Tim Bailey here in the commentary section.
For the Kiwi listeners, Jim Hickey used to be a weather presenter.
I don't
think he does it
one.
anymore, but he's quite charismatic, a bit like Tim Bailey. Runs in again now, back to the action. Oh, and a nice little... He did about 5 shots in 1, but eventually guides it to third man for a single. 2 for 143.
He said he did want to go the ramp again, but once he knew that the ball was going to be too wide outside or something, just runs it down to third man.
Yeah.
Just like it's nothing. What's going on here?
So, Dylan Hunter's on 57. And 2 of your players make over 50. It's always going to be a good score when you bat first. Because sometimes 30 can be sort of a good score in 2020, but 2 players in the 50s here. Oh, cracking shot down the ground. Forget about it. That is 6. And again, your car would have been taken out, Matt Mears. Lucky you've moved it. That would have been one of the lights at the front gone as well.
Well, if Andrew Russell's listening, it's 2 cars that would have been into his car where he was parked here for the grand final last year. But it's another great shot. No, didn't have to overhit that one. It was just in the slot. And with that short straight boundary, it was never in doubt.
So Fletcher again to Hunter. Oh, this time he doesn't quite get hold of it. In fact, it will be no run as it just trickles over to the keeper. 2 for 149 in the 15th. We've had some pretty sort of low to medium scores in our coverages this summer, but this one is going to be through the roof in finals cricket.
Well, so everyone's turning it on. As said, as much as we don't have the finals days out of the SCG and we miss them, it is a prestigious award and it's a lucrative award to win the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup. Harry Solomon puts in a generous donation of prize money every year.
Again, now Fletcher to Hunter, and he's caught behind. So Ryan Fletcher has his man. That's actually his 2nd wicket of the day. It was pretty short. He's gone for the pulls outside, well outside off stump, and he's got a little feather on it through to the keeper. But a great innings here by Dylan Hunter of 63. 3 for 149 in the 15th over. Coming to the wicket now is Hayden Story.
Yeah, just finally a short ball that's got up to where the bowler's wanting it to, and I think the batters have been realising that the short one's only really getting up to chest high. That one got up probably towards the eye line of Hunter there, and as I said, he was just too committed to the shot being shorter on him, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but unfortunately for the students, it means that he gets the top edge. He goes back to the pavilion, but he's got his team in a great position for Cummins and the new batter to capitalise on. Yeah,
nice round of applause again. Very good innings today here. Sydney University turning it on when it's knockout cricket. And of course, Dylan Hunter and Damien Mortimer both with 50s. Be Hayden Story into the batting lineup now. Facing up to Ryan Fletcher. He's a right-handed batter. 1 ball left in the 15th. 3 for 149. They've really spread the field out here now, the Panthers. A lot of men on the fence. Of course, we got here an hour and a half before this game. A couple of their staff were here early, so they've come here to play. But so far, Sydney University well on top. Here goes Fletcher now to Story. Oh, and he smashes this one onto the onside, and that's into the trees in the library, and it's smashed a seat over as well. This is rock and roll cricket by Sydney University, and after 15 overs, they're 3 for 155. Over to you, Matt Mears. I need a couple of glugs of water.
Well, a great way to finish your stint there, and what a shot it was. It was just the last delivery there that got the wicket, got up a lot and was made it hard for the batter. That one just sat there and said, hit me, and boy, did it get hit. So 3 for 155, 15 overs down. 5 overs left here at University Oval, and boy, this could really be anything here. And I can tell you, looking at some of the other scores around the grounds, they might be beaten as well as we look for the bowler coming in now. It looks to be another change, does it, at the northern end?
Might be Dodrell again, I think.
I think it is Dodrell. My apologies. The youngster, he'll try and shorten up Cummins here as he comes in right on over the wicket to Cummins. And he slower ball there. I don't think Cummins was expecting that one. Beats him all, ends up straight through the keeper.
Yeah, nice ball there by Liam Dodrell. Got to mix that pace up. Probably, maybe if anything, they probably haven't bowled enough variety of pace. Do you think, Penrith? I know it's easy to say in hindsight, but a lot of it's been kind of same old.
Yeah, well, it said even with the spinners, it said after 1 over of a sider, they've been able to get the groove and be able to really put the foot down when they know what's coming towards them. So, yeah, they probably need a bit more variety here in these last couple overs. Comes in again to Cummins, and this must be a wide, and it is called. The short outside off stump. Cummins went to try and play the old Travis Head poke over the top, but I said I think probably a good idea he didn't with the third man in place down here on the boundary. Can tell you the fielders out are at third man at cover, sweeping at long on, mid wicket and fine leg as mid off is up inside the circle. And we'll wait for the third delivery to come in. What's Cummins going to do with this one? And he gets the top edge past the keeper, and that will be 4 down towards the grandstand. As I said, he was trying to deposit that one up into the science building again, I think, but luckily for him, when he gets the top edge and he was going hard, it went over the keeper, Kiwi Mick, and was able to go away for 4.
Yeah, Cummins has sort of carried on that form that Hunter and Mortimer have had, isn't he? He's already on 26, and quite a few people listening in on Frogbox today, so hope you're enjoying the coverage. Yeah,
well, we said I think we've stolen our own listeners, so gone across to Frogbox. We do welcome you if you are a first time hearing our coverage on Frogbox as we wait for the next delivery. And Cummins, and he just absolutely smashes it back towards the side screen. I think he's broken some of the lattice work in there. But you can't bowl there to someone like Tim Cummins, Kiwi Mick, and he's just flat batted it with disdain back down the pitch for 6.
But that was like the old indoor cricket when you hit the 7 down the ground, isn't it? Just beautifully straight in that same height when you hit the back net for 7 and hope you don't get run out, of course. But pretty much that same sort of trajectory, wasn't it? It was quite flat and not low, but pretty flat. Definitely it was, and I think they're going to need a new side screen as Cummins tries to play the big slash outside the off stump, but I think everything was behind that one. No more slower balls for Cummins, and he was through him before Cummins could play the shot. Yeah, well, 3 for 166 in the 16th, so I think definitely 200 plus. It could even be 210, 220, who knows? Well, so with some of these other scores we're seeing around the grounds, they're going to have to get a move on if they want to get the highest one. I think there's going to be one at least that are going to tip them, if not 2, as next delivery to Cummins, and again, the full pace delivery gets through him before he can get the bat down. Another dot ball. It's been a good comeback by the youngster. Yep, definitely a bit of a mixture, isn't it? I mean, him and Luke Hodges have probably been two of their sort of bowlers that have bowled pretty good, but a mixture of sort of getting hit around and some good deliveries. But you know, really, all the figures aren't going to look too good after this. It's just one of those days, a bit of a batter's day, or at least in the first innings. Yeah, well, final delivery of his over and of over number 16, and Cummins just gets the inside edge onto the pad.
bowler will field the ball there himself. They'll get through for a single. So 16 overs gone here, 3 for 167. The students. Cummins already rocking and rolling his way to 33 off 14 deliveries. I want to go back out to Bankstown Oval, Kiwi Mick.
Absolutely.
2 for 187 off 16.3. 2 for 187. E Sings on 87 off 48. He's doing the bulk of the scoring there. And the other game we're keeping a track of is Gordon taking on Randy Peets. They're 2 for 153 off 13.3. Tim Crawford, he was the main damage. He's out now for 89 off 43. McKay, he's 55 off 35. So
yeah, very, very big first innings. Three of the 4 finals games today are going to have big run chases, high run chases.
They certainly are, as Rails comes back in again, but he goes, thanks for coming. And it's hit back over his head for 6. Welcome back to the attack. And Cummins is not slowing down, is he, Kiwi Mick?
Oh, that's sensational. And this could be one of the quickest 50s of the summer as well in this Kingsgrove T20 Sports Cup.
39 off 15 deliveries so far for the wicketkeeper batter.
Yeah, striking at 260 if I read it right.
260. Well, Hayden Story's only faced one ball and he's hit it for 6, so he's batting at 600. So
there we go.
He'll be like, Skipper, get me on strike.
Retire out.
As Rails comes in again to Cummins and he gets this one off the open face down to third man. They pick up a single there. 3 for 174 here in the 17th over. That other game, if you are interested, is Sydney taking on St George. Sydney 5 for 109 there in the 16th over. So they're not. It's a tale of 4 different games, but 3 of them going all of the runway, and then Sydney not taking advantage of the good conditions. As Story comes down the ground, he gets it through point. A lot of work for the sweeper out there to come around, and they'll pick up 2. But I said they're certainly not taking their foot off the throat here, are they, Kiwi Mick? They're going to keep going, and they have to.
I mean, Cummins on 40, and it's one of those sort of innings when you look up at the score. I know we're calling it ball by ball, but from actually to be on 40, it's like, wow. I mean, Hunter Mortimer, we thought they were impressive. This is even better. Yeah,
well, Story again is just going to go hell for leather. One bounce to that fielder out on the sweeping out at cover. It's that long boundary. It's that we said before where the ball went over his head and went for 4. How far in? And I said they've after that they've gone out a little bit. But I'd say if he was in that 5 meters again, he probably would have caught that one. So it's one of those dare if you do, dare if you're not. But Cummins here now. He's 40 off 16 deliveries. I've been told that the fastest 50 this year is off 20 deliveries. So
he could do it.
He's got 3 deliveries
to get 5.
Well, he needs 10 off 3 to beat it. Can he do it? Well, no, because he's going to have to hit 2 boundaries off the next 2 balls, because I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've got a new one for you.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Will he get this quickest 50? Kiwi Viz says yes 4, no 96.
If that one had got
super over N/A.
Super over. What about rain? Rain.
Impossible.
Impossible.
See, Kiwi Viz can move to different sections of the game.
I love it. I love Kiwi Viz. You know that. As Cummins comes in again, and he's ruined his chance there. He's tried to play the scoop over the keeper's head, and again, just missing it all ends up. So 17 overs gone here at University Oval. 3 for 177 are the students here. Cummins on 40 not out. Story is on 9 not out. If you have just tuned in, thank you for listening to Triple H coverage here of the Thunder semi-final of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup. The Sydney University students taking on the Penrith Panthers. You're listening on 100.1 FM. You're listening on the Triple H Sports Stream or through Frogbox. We thank you if you're a first-time listener through Frogbox. If you do enjoy what you're hearing, we do cover these games throughout Sydney most Sunday afternoons. You can find out where we'll be following our social media, Triple H Sports, on Facebook and Twitter. As Verma looks like he's going to come back from that northern or number 2 oval end to Story, and he tries to flick this one away, and all it can do is hit his thigh pad. Bowler will run through from his follow-through. Dot ball. Rare dot ball.
Yep. Yeah, a dot ball. It's almost a surprise, isn't it, really, the way this has gone. I mean, their first 3 overs today, they were just steady as she goes, and then ever since then, pretty much every over's been quite expensive.
Yeah, well, certainly it feels an age away, that second over through the off spinner that went for 1. I said since then it's sort of been all out attack, but I think what we've seen from Cummins and Story, they're not going to be bringing out the forward defence shots now, and certainly didn't there, did Story. He wanted that one up onto the number 2 oval here at Sydney University, but good bit of pace there. Maybe a little bit of bounce. Quite a tall player, isn't he, Verma?
Yep.
He's a bit taller than the rest of the pace bowlers here for the Panthers.
Yeah, definitely, and he's got something about him. He looks pretty young, doesn't he? But, you know, he's got a bit of zip there and quite a slight frame, but he's got a bit of pace.
Well, what can he do here? I don't think Story's going to die wondering, and he's not, and that's high. But that's 6. It's on. He's found the shorter boundary towards fine leg. It's over that white picket fence for 6. I think there might have been a couple of Panthers fielders that thought they might have been within a chance, Kiwi Mick, but it just kept sailing away, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. He just got hold of that, and there's been a lot of 6s out here today. It'll be interesting to tally up how many 6s there have been, but they're almost at 200 already. There's outstanding stuff here by Sydney University.
Certainly is. What can he produce now, Hayden Story? And he goes down the ground, over the top. Nobody down at long off, and that's where they've been keeping that open all day. They're hoping that those fielders there will be able to take the catch, but just teased them, didn't it, Kiwi Mick? And it was over the top. And once it gets that onto that fast outfield, it was going to roll away for 4.
Even Hayden Story has come in and he's kept the flow going as well. Every batter has had a high strike rate. The lowest strike rate for any batter today out of 5 of them has been 133.33 recurring. And
that's Litchfield, who got out for 4 off 3 deliveries.
Correct. So everyone's got well over a run of balls, so hard to stop.
Well, then there's still 2 overs left after this. So what can they do as this one just hits his pad and will roll down to third man. They'll pick up a leg bye. 3 for 188. 1 delivery left in the 18th.
Yeah, that's right. And even Verma's figures here, you know, no wicket for 38 off 2.5. So he's copped a bit of stick as well. But, yeah, I mean, Sydney University, they're probably stinging from that loss in the final last year when they, in the last game of the year, they actually lost to Ramwick Petersham, so they're out to try and go one better this year.
Well, Cummins is back on strike. What can he do? And all he can do is find the man at third man. He tried to get inside the ball and get it through those fielders there to the vacant third man, but all he could do is find the hands of the fielder at third man inside the circle. So Cummins goes for 40 off 19 deliveries. It's now 4 for 188 here. 2 overs left at Sydney University number 1.
Yeah, what a captain's knock, though. He had the platform set there by Mortimer. Hunter comes out and absolutely spanks it at a strike rate of over 200 in the end. So, yeah, he should get a round of applause coming off for this. Great knock by the captain, he will. And there's just no respite here for Penrith. They're going to have to pull out a great batting effort to get this total. Yeah.
We talk about totals. I want to keep everybody up to date with this game out at Bankstown Oval. There's 8 deliveries left in the innings. 18.4 overs gone. 2 for 205. Singh is 96 off 55. He's doing the damage. That is going to be a score. We'll go through the other scores quickly as when we wrap up the coverage here, because, as I said, they're not the only ones that are going big. There are certainly some other grounds around the grounds where they're going big. So, as I said, the winners of all these 4 games will play each other in the semi-finals come the first weekend of January, as we see Rails continuing here from the grandstand end, and The new batter in McElrath just pushes it out into the offside. Picks up a single, probably doing the right thing. Gets Story back on strike.
Yeah, definitely Story on 19 as well. So even Rails here, he's 2.1 overs, 2.1 overs, no wicket for 21. Still pretty warm out there. It's not quite as hot as it was. Oh no, it's still 27. Feels like maybe 29 now.
I think the wind's picked up a little bit.
Yeah, and it's slightly later in the day.
Yeah.
Normally that 12 till 2 period's the hottest part. Tim Bailey weather report.
I said apologies. That was Story that got off that got the single off the first delivery. This will be McElrath's first delivery, and he tries to just come in and replicate Cummins. He was almost at the wide line on the offside trying to deposit over Fine Leg's head. He's inside the circle. That's where they've left open the Penrith Panthers. They said the 5 fielders out. You've got third man, cover, long off, long on, and a cow corner. They said there's no one between third man and a very straight cow corner, except there's the 2 fielders inside the circle. As we do say that, as I do point that out, they make a change with Fine Leg going back to the boundary and long off coming up inside the circle to a mid-off. So that's going to be the area. If you can get it over mid-off, it's going to go to the boundary, and they'll look for a no ball for height there. That the umpire's arm stays down. It's not what they want here. The students dot balls here in the second last over.
This is pretty good effort by Rails though. He's just in that 19th over one of the key overs. He's just pulled it back just a little bit. You know, it's sort of, what is it, damage control is the saying, isn't it?
Yeah, damage limitation here. He's only on for 1 or 3 deliveries. That's got to be a wide, though. That's well and truly outside the off stump. It is called wide by the umpire. So 4 for 190 here with 3 deliveries left. But
a few words there. Did you see that with the bowler and batter?
You got to have a bit of feistiness in a game like this. It said everything's on the line. We like a few words. Still turning around, having a look at the batter. It'll be interesting to see where this next delivery comes through, though. I said with 9 deliveries left in this innings, they'll certainly want to put as many of these boundaries to they can. But it has been a good start, though. You'll take 2 off the first half of the 19th over any day of the week.
Yeah.
As his next one is again outside the off stump. Said that just that left arm angle. You don't see a lot of left armers coming over the wicket to a right hander like that, and it said he is finding it as a new batter, that angle hard to get the ball away.
Of course, Trent Bolt is one bowler like that. He's playing for the Melbourne Stars this summer. That's going to be interesting to see.
They're your adopted team this year, are they, Mick?
Oh no, I'll still stick with the Sixers, but
good to hear.
It's going to be interesting to see him in the Stars lineup, isn't it?
It certainly will. As the next one there is just hit through the offside. They'll go for the...
Would have been out.
They would definitely have been out. They go through for the quick single. I think they just got to run for everything now, but only one stump to aim at for the cover fielder. But yeah, they need as many of those sort of type of players. They're losing them hand over fist, these marquee players,
apparently
overseas
Maxwell
players.
might not even play.
Yeah, the phantom broken leg.
And he's the captain, party. Isn't he, of course?
So Adam Zamp has been named captain of the Melbourne Stars.
Oh, yeah.
As this one's just hit again to cover. No run there. What an over by Rails. He's only gone for 3, including that wide.
Yep.
It's not what the students would have been looking for off that 19th over. So 1 over to go here at Sydney University Oval number 1. 4 for 191 are the students here, trying to set a total for the Panthers to see who will play either Bankstown or Blacktown in that Thunder Conference final after Christmas.
And that's that first sort of restricted, slower over for pretty much about 12 overs, I reckon. That would have been the lowest one. But, you know, they've got to get 9 here off this last over to get themselves to 200. They deserve to get to 200. But anyway, 191 plus is still very hard to chase in a finals game.
Oh, 100%. And they do have the bowlers, Sydney Uni, to keep them tied down. But it will be Dodrell to finish up here, the youngster. And he tries, I don't know what to call that. It tried to some sort of ramp there to the youngster. But misses it all, ends up there. Dot ball. I said there is a fielder down here at fine leg. He's obviously hoping that it was going to get pretty fine to get away to the boundary, but just another missed opportunity, dot ball.
Yeah, nice stuff there by Dodrell. He's 3.1 overs, no wicket for 26. Not too bad. Can Penrith just try and close it out just to slow the momentum down and come in afresh for the second innings?
We'll see. A wicket or two here will have their tails up as this one's off the outside edge. It's gone straight to point. He did have a few stumps to aim at, but it's been misfielded twice there by Penrith. Backing up, and it's let them get through for 2.
Chuck it on the bloopers.
That should have come up on the... No, probably didn't.
No.
You probably just missed it on the viewers at Frogbox. Maybe we'll ask them if they can zoom out a little bit. As I said, it is very tight on the pitch here, the Frogbox pitches. But we hope you are enjoying, if you are listening in through Frogbox. Welcome. If you're the first time that you're listening to us here on Triple H 100.1 FM sports team, we do call a lot of these games on Sunday afternoons. As coming in again, and this one's cut again, past point. It'll get cut off by the sweeper. They'll look for 2, but probably a good decision there. Sent back, just one more to the total. 4 for 194. 3 deliveries left in the innings.
Yeah, that's right. So they've got to get another 6 runs off 3 balls to get to that golden 200 mark. They do have Story on strike on 20. I'll probably back him in to do it.
He needs.
I won't do a Kiwi Viz for this one because it's overdoing it. We'll wait for the result.
We'll wait till the second innings.
You can't try too hard, you know.
Yeah, exactly right. But he does need to put one of these over the boundary, and again, he finally gets a bit of bounce there. They said we haven't seen a lot of them getting up. We saw the earlier dismissal was probably one of the only ones that did. That one did again, and it just takes the top edge of Story's bat through to the keeper. They pick up another one there, and now 5 down for 194. Kiwi Mick, 2 deliveries left in this innings.
Yeah, and Dodrell there, nice bit of pace there. He bowls it short and tries to pick up the edges, and eventually he gets his wicket. So he's 1 for 29 off 3.4, which is pretty good considering. Coming to the wicket now will be Jordan Gauchi. Is that how you say his last name?
Gauchi, yes.
Okay.
Coming in at number 7 for the students. Not a lot. Not many deliveries left for him to face, with only 2 balls left in this over the final one for the innings. But we'll see how he can go. He said you'd think that he needs to at least get one of these ones away to the boundary if they're going to make that 200 total. And he just pushes this one onto the offside. They'll get through for 1. So 5 for 195, 1 delivery left.
Tell you what a great last 2 overs here by Penrith. This could have been 220.
100%. As I said, it's almost... We talk about momentum coming out of these first innings, and sometimes if you can have a couple of good overs or a couple of wickets for the bowling side, particularly if they have been getting pongoed around a bit in that first innings, just gives them a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum going into that second innings. So unless this ball disappears onto oval number 2, I think Penrith will be happy with these last couple of overs, and it's short outside off stump. He can just push it out to the man at cover. They'll look for 2, but there was never 2 there. So that's the end of the innings here. 20 overs gone at Sydney University Oval number 1. The students finish on 5 for 196. So Penrith will need 197. Still a huge total, Kiwi Mick, if they want to get through to that Thunder Conference final to take on either Bankstown or Blacktown. I'll give you a quick run through tail of the tape. We'll get Kiwi Mick's thoughts on the innings. We'll also give you a quick couple around the grounds before we take a break here. Sydney University's innings, Litchfield, he was out in the first over, caught Verma bowled by Ryan Fletcher for 4 off 3 deliveries. Dylan Hunter, 63 off 39, 6 4s, 3 6s. He was caught behind by Lydiard off the bowling of Fletcher. Mortimer, he was 58 off 39, 4 4s, 3 6s. He was also caught behind by Lydiard off the bowling of Luke Hodges. Tim Cummins, the skipper, he got the run rate moving along, 40 off 19 deliveries, 2 4s, 4 6s, caught by Liam Dodrell off the bowling of Verma. Hayden Story, He was out in the last over. Caught off again by Lydiard off the bowling of Dodrell. 20 off 11 deliveries. 1 4, 2 sixes. McEldriff, he finishes 5 not out off 8 deliveries. Jordan Gauchi, he just faced that 1 ball for 1 not out. 5 for 196. 5 extras in there. The bowling for Penrith. Ryan Fletcher, 3 overs, 2 for 37. Brett Williams, the skipper, the off-spinner, 3 overs, none for 30. Liam Dodrell, good figures in the end, 4 overs, 1 for 31. Firma, 3 overs, 1 for 38. Luke Hodges with his left arm spin, 4 overs, 1 for 34. And Henley Rails, a couple of good overs there at the death, 3 overs, none for 23. Kiwi Mick, your thoughts?
Yes, well, this is the thing, right? If you turned up at 1:30 today and either team, you said to them, you're going to get 196 batting first, you would take it in a heartbeat. Outstanding batting, very good batting today by Dylan Hunter, Damien Mortimer, and of course Tim Cummins to back it up. They slowed down a little bit in the last 2 overs. I'm going to quickly race and have a break, but 196 in a finals game of cricket, big score.
Certainly is. Quick round the grounds before we take a break here in the test match. The West Indies chasing 800, I think they need to beat Australia. They're 6 for 65, 3 wickets each to Mitchell Stark and to Scott Boland. The other games around in the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup, the other game that we keep referencing, the Thunder Conference final between Bankstown and Blacktown, who will take on the winners of this game. 20 overs completed at Bankstown Oval. Blacktown Mountains finished 4 for 215 off their 20 overs. That's going to be a huge total for Bankstown to have to chase down. Singh, he was the pick of the batters. He finished 97 off 57 deliveries. He was out LBW in the last couple of overs. So close to a century there. The 2 games in the Sixers Conference, Sydney versus St George out at Harold Fraser. 9 for 134 are the Sydney Tigers. So a good bowling performance there by St George. And out at Coogee Oval, Gordon taking on the Randy Peets. There's still 2 overs to go there. 3 for 197 are the Gordon Stags. Tim Crawford was out, 89 off 43 deliveries. Dylan McKay, he's still there, 86 off 47. We'll give you a wrap-up of that after we come back from the break. But if you are listening to us here on Triple H 100.1 FM, on the Triple H Sports Stream or through Frogbox, we'll take a quick break between the innings. If you're on Triple H, you'll get news headlines as well. And we'll be back to go through the second innings. Penrith need 197 to win and make the Sydney Thunder Conference final. Wow, I think we're doing okay just being 2 out. It's not ideal, but we're still putting something out there. But yeah, happy days. No, well, we can't do much more. I said there's only 4 listening to us through the stream, but it is what it is. But there was nearly 100 on the YouTube, so we're getting quite a few coming through there. I'll see if we can. I think we're the number 1. I know they got a game on KO. Yeah, but it gets our name out there too, which is nice, because we keep plugging that we're calling as well. But yeah, no, it's good. It's nice to it's nice that we can do it, and just it's a value add for them. But, I'm trying to look at the numbers on YouTube, and I know our game was going gangbusters. Said that one of the Sixers conference games only got 40 watching. The women's first grade game for Manly have 6 watching. Yeah, we've got a few watching. There's another women's game's got 4 watching. So, yeah, we're getting a few. We'll see what's going on. They're fucking going ballistic in this coverage, in this fucking... Yes. Yes, welcome back to University Oval number 1. They've just players, umpires making their way back out into the middle. Penrith chasing 197 for victory here in the Thunder Conference Final. Here in the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup, Sydney University hosting Penrith here, the winner, to take on the winner of Blacktown and Bankstown in the new year for a spot in the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup Final. Matt Mears here with Kiwi Mick Reinish, whether you're listening on 100.1 FM on the Triple H Sports stream or on Frogbox. It's going to be an interesting run chase here for Penrith, needing 197 to win. And as players, umpires and everybody get into position to take you through the first 5 overs, Kiwi Mick Reinish.
Thank you very much, Matt Mears. Yes, so Penrith come out to bat now with a target of 197. Sydney University with some great batting. It's going to be Ryan McElduff to open up with a bit of spin here from the grandstand end of the ground. Tyron Lydiard will be on strike with Nick Adams at the non-strikers to start off. The crowd here at Sydney University getting pretty rowdy now as we cross the 4 o'clock mark. Tell you what, this competition is well supported on Sunday afternoons. It's not quite as hot as it was. Probably about 25 degrees now, I reckon. It's just cooled off a little bit. Still beautiful, warm conditions out there. So McElduff gets ready to bowl. The old clap when the bowler runs in for the spinner. And dancing down the wicket here is going to be Lydiard, but straight to the fielder for no run.
Yeah, nice start there. As I said, the fielders only 2 outside the circle here in the first 6 overs. You got 1 at long off and 1 at square leg. So I said lots of spare space for him.
Oh, and Lydiard goes down the ground, and this should reach the fence for 4. Beautiful shot by the wicket keeper and opening batter here for the Panthers. That'll open up the account here for this Penrith side. McElduff with his right arm spin, but Lydiard there using the crease well, and he strikes the boundary.
Yeah, it was a nice shot there. He got down to the pitch of the ball. You beat these fielders, it's going to run away for 4 in this on this lightning fast outfield.
McElduff again to Lydiard, again down the wicket and smashes it down the ground for 4. Great stuff him. What a start by Penrith. They're fighting fire with fire. The wicketkeeper opening batsman with 2 beautiful boundaries here to start off the spinner. Not going to let him settle in and rattle through the over as he just goes back and takes mark again here. So this is a great start by Penrith. They need it as well. Here goes McElduff again. Flights it up and Lydiard down the ground straight to the fielder there on the onside. That was Kieran Tate doing the fielding.
Yeah, he's looking to get out of his crease, isn't he? He knows that they need a quick start. Anytime you're chasing near enough to 200, you need to get off to a start like this.
And this one a bit shorter, cuts it behind point. Nice fielding there by the man on the 30-metre circle at backward point there. They will pick up 1 run, 1 ball left in the first here. Nick Adams on to strike now. Opening up with 2 left-handed batters here are the Penrith side as he takes guard. Bit like Matthew Hayden and Adam Gilchrist back in the day for Australia, opening with the 2 lefties. Explosive stuff that was. Flights this one up, doesn't quite get hold of these. Ooh, if he fielded that, he could have got a run out there. Inside the circle was Hayden's Story, but he juggled. They will pick up 1. So after 1 over here, no wicket for 10, the target 197.
Well, it's exactly what they need, that 10 runs and over. And it was some great batting there by Lydiard, showing some great intent, getting down to the pitch of the ball and depositing it to the boundary. They really do need to take advantage of the field being up inside the circle. We saw it in the Sydney Uni innings when they could set the field back. Particularly those last couple of overs, it was very hard for the students to get it. We were thinking 210 was going to be the total they were going to end up on, but it was a great last couple of overs by the Panthers that saw them not even make 200. So They need to make hay while the sun shines here, the Penrith Panthers side, and get themselves in front of that run rate.
So it's going to be Caelan Maladay to open up from the hill end of the ground with some right arm medium fast. On strike will be Nick Adams. Penrith starting perfectly in their chase here, scoring 10 off the first over. They're pretty much going to need 10 and over here in this run chase. Here goes Maladay, runs in now. The right arm bowler, and that's off the pitch and wide. Good work by the keeper. It could easily have been 4 runs, and they're going to pick up 2 as well. So a little bit sloppy here. Another misfield. Put it in the bloopers. Probably can't see it on Frogbox. That's irrelevant. We can.
Well, it definitely called wide there, but it almost went. It was almost like, if you remember that Stephen Harmison first ball that went to second slip in the first ball of the Ashes. I think Jordan Couchy there at first slip just could have. Tim Cummins just left it straight for. It would have gone straight into his hands, but.
Maladay again, swinging a miss outside the off stump here for Nick Adams. It went inside the one between the bat and the pad there, a big swing. Lydiard comes down the pitch just to have a little bit of a chat with his fellow batsman. So Penrith here. No wicket for 13 after 1.1. And he really gets on with things here, Maladay. Pretty short run up for a medium quick bowler. He runs in now. And Adams cuts it late. And will this go to the fence? A man racing around on the boundary will retrieve. They will pick up a comfortable 2 though.
Devlin Malone down there at third man doing the honours, and mate, it was he moved fast because, as I said, it is the longer side, that western side of University Oval, but as I said, he had to cover some ground to be able to cut that one off.
So Maladay very keen to get in. Adams just says, hang on a second, I'm still taking guard. Penrith just making the bowler wait. He runs in and bowls now Maladay. Adams on strike. That's another wide down the league side. Sydney University not quite starting how they'd want with their bowling. A few wides, a few misfields out there.
Yeah, they'll be a little bit disappointed. They knew that they needed to be on spot because, as I said, there is a lot of runs in this field if they do miss their marks.
Oh, and Adams has gone for a big swing here, but it's hit him in the midriff. The bowler races through. No run.
Yeah, well, the left-handers, they're targeting that short boundary towards the leg side, towards that eastern side here of University Oval number 1. We saw it in the first innings. There was a few that were just short of a length that were deposited into the Kiwi Mick fan club, into the chairs over there. So they want to do the same. As I think that last one might have hurt him a little bit. He's still down on his haunches, for those who can't see on Frogbox.
Yep, he's taken the wind out of him, that one. Pretty painful when it hits you around that sort of midriff area. Tries to get up and standing now. No wicket for 16 in the second over. Target 197. Still feeling a bit of pain out here is Nick Adams, remembering the winner of this through to the Thunder Conference final, which will be in the new year. It's all on the line here. Here goes Maladay again. Oh, and this is a shout for LBW. Umpire says yes. Adams is gone. So Maladay gets him this time with that medium quick bowling. Nick Adams has to go. The ball, after getting winded, he stayed out there, but now that will be his day done. 1 for 16.
Yeah, he's gone with the pace on delivery again. He looks like he's just getting a little bit of nip back in towards the left-handed batter. And it's just straightened down the line enough for the umpire to put his finger up. They said there was about 50 people here in the grandstand appealing along with the students as well. But I don't think that would have swayed the umpire there. A good piece of bowling there, targeting in at those stumps. And the first wicket down now here for the Penrith Panthers side. We did see that the students lost one early, but as I said, they consolidated well. The Panthers need to do the same.
Jordan Watson coming to the wicket now in jersey 15. Nick Adams getting a bit of a send-off from the local fans here. A few six-packs coming up from that grandstand down below as the day goes on. I've seen quite a lot. Maybe one of those days where you didn't think it would quite come to that, but it happens on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, we can get you a six-pack on the way home, can we, Mick? It's okay.
I know. So Jordan Watson, a right-handed batter. Some high-scoring games here in finals cricket of the Kingsgrove T20 Sports Cup. Maladay runs in now. He flicks this one straight to the man at point. There'll be no chance of a run this time. Pretty sharp fielding in there by Kieran Tate, who's one of their medium quick bowlers, of course, as well.
Yeah, they're going to have to rely on these pace bowlers. We saw that once the spinners sort of got into their rhythm, it was easy enough for the batters to pick it up and deposit it once they got the lay of the pitch. The pace bowlers here, they're going to have to do a bulk of the work.
Oh, and Watson leaves this one outside the off stump. Lets it go through to the keeper. And in fact, that's the end of 2 overs. Penrith here, 1 for 16.
Yeah, nice over there. He probably would have wished there was not as many wides in it, but still a good over there, picking up the wicket of Adams. But as I said, I still think that the pace bowlers are going to have to do the bulk of the work here. They'll want some good overs here from the likes of Ryan McEldraff here that we saw. But we saw in the power play for Penrith as well when they continued with the spinners. Once they sort of got in that groove, it was easy for the batters to get him away. So he's going to have to change it up here, McEldraff, if he doesn't want to suffer the same fate.
McEldraff now to Lydiard, who started very strongly. And he goes down the wicket again, and great fielding there. That would have been 4 if there wasn't a deflection. Will they come back for a second? No, they won't. So outstanding fielding there by Kieran Tate. The crowd loves that one. It was right in front of our commentary area. A diving save to his right, and that mid-on position with the left-handed batter, of course. So back on strike now will be Jordan Watson as he takes guard, and they reshuffle the field around again. He's going to go right arm around to the right-handed batter here by the looks of things as well.
Yeah, that almost that Chris Green type right arm around the wicket, just push the ball into the pads, so they can stack that leg side field and bring everybody up inside the circle on the offside, which is what they've done.
Right arm bowler around the wicket to Watson. And that one, he slices it through the covers. This one should reach the fence. Tate making a great effort there. He could be a 100-metre sprinter, but eventually reached the fence for 4. Nice work there by Watson. That gets him off the mark.
Yeah, it said it was just a bit too wide outside off stump, and with no cover there sweeping on that offside boundary, you beat the fielder on this fast outfield, it's 4. He needs to sort of be tucking him up on the pads rather than letting him free his arms outside off stump.
And again, Watson just dances down the wicket, hits his pad. No chance of an LBW there, though, far too far down the wicket. The dot ball.
That's the spot that he needs to be bowling it on. Not let him free his arms and play those expansive drives through the offside.
Again, Mackled off to Watson. Oh, swing and a miss. Bit of a half a shot for a stumping, but no chance there. But a couple of dot balls just to steady things up. Mackled off 1.4 overs, no wicket for 15.
Yeah, as I said, he's found his line to the right-hander here and drying up those runs. As I said, it is a good effort, particularly with your bowling right arm off spin with the leg side being the short side. Sometimes that can be dangerous.
Again, McElduff now. Watson goes down the ground. He hits that beautifully, pierces the gap, and that's a great boundary there. Nice work to the spinner. Eventually he nails it. Splitting between the bowler and that mid-off, and then the long on running around to eventually roll straight underneath our commentary box area here at University Oval. 1 for 25 here. Last ball of the third. Watson moves to 8. 2 boundaries. Oh, and a bit of a mystery ball there. And it's straight to the fielder on the onside for no run. 3 overs gone. Penrith 1 for 25, target 197.
Yeah, he was trying to deposit that one up into the seats there on the Eastern Hill. But as you said, a little mystery ball there, maybe a little bit slower. He was through the shot before the ball got to him. And unfortunately for the Panthers, it didn't disappear. But it's one of those ones, it's evenly poised, isn't it, Mick?
Yep.
This game so far. It's you just feel that one thing either way will send the momentum, but so far it's pretty 50-50 at the moment.
So it is going to be Kieran Tate into the attack now. He's got a bit of pace. Remembering him from last summer with his right arm medium fast deliveries. It will be Lydiard on strike. Wicketkeeper opening bat. He's on 10. Watson on 8.
We can give you a quick update from the test match.
Yep.
9 for 76, the Windies.
Yeah.
So no going home to watch the test match for us tonight after after we finish the coverage here.
England, Pakistan, not too bad again though.
Well, that is very interesting. Yeah.
Here goes Tate then. Oh, this is a cracking shot through the covers. In fact, it's backward of point there for 4. Frees up the arms, does Tyran Lydiard. And his body language out there, he looks like he's on a mission, isn't he? You look at him walking around here, just regathering the thoughts and coming back to refocus. But he really opened the arms up there with a bit of width.
Yeah, that's the danger that you can get coming right arm over the wicket. If you're not angling the ball back into the batter, it's just easy for them to free their arms outside off stump.
Tate to Lydiard again, cracks it. This one is through the covers. They'll pick up definitely a couple as the man retrieves on the fence. Bit of a breeze coming through here, which is very welcomed by all involved. It's very hot when this game started at 2:30. That moves the score through now to 1 for 31 in the 4th over. So Penrith so far on track as far as run rate and keeping those wickets intact. Can they send this down to the wire for a grandstand finish? Here goes Tate again. Lydiard this time goes to the onside for 1 to that man right on that 30-metre circle, which will bring Watson on strike.
Yeah, Lydiard there nicely just pushed that into the leg side. I think he would have been looking for something he could have put over the picket fence, but I think he learned a bit off those first couple of deliveries. He just needs to be cramping him up, not letting him free his arms, because if he does, that's when they can really get that scoreboard ticking. But it'll be interesting to see now with the right-hander on strike, now coming over the wicket, how he can adjust his line and length.
Tate now to Watson. Oh, and he hasn't really got hold of that. A bit of an edgy one down to third man. They will pick up a single though. 1 for 33 here in the 4th. And he's broken his bat. Running off with some repairs.
We'll bring you some round the grounds because I said we needed to keep you updated with that game at Gordon. It wasn't quite finished before we before we took our break. Gordon finishing 4 for 221 off their 20 overs. McKay finishing 99 off 53 deliveries. Randy Peets have yet to begin their innings. Sydney finishing 9 for 134 at Harold Fraser Reserve, and St George 2 for 27 in reply. So that's going to be some interesting finishes there. And here in the Thunder Conference, Blacktown Mounties, as I said, finished 4 for 215. Bankstown 2 for 44 in reply. So there's going to be some good finishes coming up here, Kiwi Ming.
Yep, definitely some close games. So it will be Lydiard on strike on 17 to Tate. Ooh, nice ball there. He cramped him up. No room to move there. Straight back to the bowler for a dot ball.
Yeah, that's what he should have been bowling from the beginning there. Kieran Tate said the first few were wide outside off stump, which Lydiard could really get himself behind. But that's the line where you need to just cramp up the left-hander. Don't let him free his arms. So good delivery.
Again, Tate now to Lydiard. Oh, and that was a nice ball as well, but he's playing his shots. He will get a single into the onside again. That brings us to the end of the 4th over. Penrith are 1 for 34 with a chase of 197.
Well, it was the next couple of overs, these last 2 of the power play, where Sydney Uni really started to launch and get that momentum, and they were nearly 60, I think, after the end of the power play. I'm sure you'll correct me on that one.
1 for 52, I think they were.
Yeah, they were certainly over 50 after 6 overs. So to keep up here, Penrith, they need to do the same. They probably need a couple of 10-run overs here, maybe even 12-run overs here, just to sort of keep themselves into the game and not try and give themselves too much work to do in those last couple of overs.
Will be Hugo Akita to come into the attack now. Looks like it's going to be some medium fast again, starting from just inside that 30-metre circle. He runs in now. Right arm bowler to the left-handed batter. swing and a miss. Oh, the crowd loved that one. Straight through the keeper for no run. Cut him in half, that one.
Certainly did. As I said, that's what you need to do, bowling right arm around the wicket to left-handers, is get that ball coming back in towards the stumps and make it really hard for him to play. So he just needs to keep in that line of length, not give anything for him to hit.
Here goes Akita again. And he's bowled him! The crowd loves that one here at University Oval. Lydiard is gone. He was looking dangerous, but he's out for 18. And Akita has done the Midas touch here for this Penrith, for this University side, getting the words jumbled up on the Sunday Arvo. World Cup fatigue for the 17th time today. Anyway, over to you, Matt Mears.
It's two commentator out fatigue.
Yes.
We'll thank you later.
It's a culmination of things, isn't it?
We'll thank you later, Maka. But as I said, that's exactly what the students needed there. They needed something to turn the momentum towards them in this game. And with some great bowling there, cramping up the left-hander as the Na 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 song comes out. We've heard that a couple of times in the last few weeks. But as I said, that'll just change up the momentum here for the students. And it's just going to make it a little bit harder here for the Panthers to keep up with that run rate.
So it will be Brent Williams, the captain, to face now. Getting more and more vocal, the gentleman to our left.
They did have some interesting things bringing up past us in the grandstand here. Having to share those stairs with them.
So here goes Brent Williams, the captain. Can he do a captain's knock like Tim Cummins did? He probably needs at least 40-odd runs here to...
I think they need one of these two to at least carry the innings and get a 50 in a quick rate.
Here goes Akita, right arm over to the captain. Oh, what a beautiful shot that is through the covers of the strike back 4, straight into the picket fence. And he's done the old smack it into the ground, bounce it over the field like the old one-day cricket. That is a great start by Williams. He's striking at 400. Off one delivery.
Well, as I said, he's taking advantage of this hard wicket block here at University Oval #1. Has just hit it straight into it. The fielder was inside it was nice and short in there. He's been pushed back to the 30-yard circle now.
Akita again. Oh, swinging a miss outside the off stump. Straight through the wicket keeper. As they pass the ball around the 30-metre circle and eventually gets back to the bowler.
Well, yeah, he said he was there or thereabouts outside of stump, maybe just a little bit shorter and a little bit more movement off the pitch for that delivery. The seam just digging in a little bit, which saw it miss the bat.
Akita again to Williams. Short one, didn't get hold of it. They'll pick up a single in the end.
Leg by.
Half a chance of a run out there at the non-strikers. They will pick up the leg by. It came off his chest area.
Yeah, it came off the body, still a leg by. But yeah, as I said, it looks like just a bit of a slower ball there. Run the fingers over it, and the batter was through his shot before the ball reached him.
So 2 for 38 here in the 5th over, or 2 for 39 in the 5th over, sorry, Penrith. Runs it and bowls Akita again, and he's got him caught behind. So Sydney University are on top now with this big target. Penrith have to play their shots, and now it's going to be Jordan Watson going back to the shed. And after 5 overs here, Penrith are 3 for 39.
Well, said almost do we say that he's the Scotty Boland of Sydney University. As said, he's got the crowd involved in this one. It was a nice delivery outside the off stump, and he's got the little tickle on it through to the keeper in Tim Cummins. And now not looking good for Penrith here. 3 for 39 after 5 deliveries. If you've just tuned in, we welcome you here to Triple H's coverage of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup, the Sydney Thunder Conference Final between the Sydney University students and the Penrith Panthers. Whether you're listening on 100.1 FM, you're listening on the Triple H Sports stream, or you're listening live through Frogbox, we welcome you here. If it is the first time you're hearing us through Frogbox, you want to hear more of what we do, check out Triple H Sport on Facebook and Twitter. We can give you where you'll be able to keep up to date with all our coverage around the Kingsgrove T20 Cup. We call a game pretty much every Sunday throughout the summer period, whether we're calling Kingsgrove T20 Cup or we're calling the women's first grade competition. As the new over starts here, it looks like it's going to be Tate to continue, and bang! Not going to take too much. Getting his eye in there is Williams. He wants to play that Tim Cummins captain's knock, and he's just smashed it over cover for 6.
Yeah, great stuff there by the captain, Williams. He's looking quite good out there with a 4 and a 6 already. And that's brave courage, isn't it? He's thinking we're not going to get bogged down. We've got to keep playing our shots. Last over of the power play as well. Got to make the most of it.
Yeah, that's the thing I think that you need to call out most. Last over of the power play. Take advantage where the field is up. And again, he goes through the covers. Fielder out there. Will he cut it off? He does just. But good running by Penrith sees him get back for 2. 3 for 47 here. 2 overs gone in the 6th over. Yeah,
another very strong shot though, isn't it? So you've got to remember here, Sydney University had a couple of players and 50-plus scores and one in their 40s. So Penrith have got to get 1 or 2 good partnerships going here and just build something.
They certainly do, and I want a Kiwi viz from you shortly, Kiwi Mick.
Yes.
I'll give you a warning, as this one, a slower ball up on off stump. Gets the inside edge, does Williams onto the onside. They pick up a single. Well, maybe we'll come to you at the end of the over.
Okay. I'll get the numbers flowing in my
yeah.
brain.
Well, I said it has changed a little bit this game the last couple of overs, particularly that 2 over from the new Scotty Boland here of Sydney University Cricket. As I said, is Brown now on strike, wearing the number 1 shirt. Maybe a fan of Dylan Edwards, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wanting to replicate the Panthers' number 1 jersey as he faces his first delivery, and it's off the pad. Maybe a little bit high, maybe it got the inside edge, but the bowler's got his hand on his head.
I can definitely tell you that Brent Williams doesn't look like James Fisher-Harris, though. If we're going to go to that sort of avenue.
Mate, well, you never know.
Go down that path?
I don't think Michael Collins looks like Brian To'o either, but... or Owen Cole. Is Owen Cole a dead replica of Nathan Cleary? We don't know.
Tyron Lydiard and Liam Martin.
Oh, mate. We'll see if what we can work out later is brilliantly bowled by Tate there. Just nipping off this Sydney University number 1 wicket. Beat him all ends up.
In all seriousness, though, the Penrith Panthers 2 titles in a row in the NRL. What a team they've got. I know it's a different sport, but...
Mate, they play next to each other. Hal Oval, right next to Panthers Stadium.
Yep.
Across the road from the Panthers Leagues Club there.
So it'll be near the racetrack?
I think the racetrack's on the other side of Panthers Stadium.
I've been there once.
As the next delivery comes in, again he's squared up, is Brown. Not quite knowing what's coming at him, and they need a big innings from him. Hopefully he can get himself in check, because someone needs to stay with Williams. But that 6 overs gone. The power play finished here at University Oval number 1. Penrith in reply to Sydney Uni's 196. They're 3 for 48. Williams on 13. Brown yet off the mark. And over to you, Kiwi Mick. Give us some of that Kiwi viz.
Well, first of all, comparison. Sydney University were 1 for 52 after 6 overs, so they're 4 runs better than Penrith were. But as far as Kiwi viz going in the fair income stakes, well, Sydney University 72, Penrith 28.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I think definitely.
Super over not counted at this point.
Rain,
extremely unlikely.
Oh, mate. Well, if it rains now, I don't know what to call that. As we will see the continue from the. We can see continuing from the southern end. It goes high in the air, and it's caught by the bowler. He's coming back in there. A key to the Scotty Boland here of the Sydney University Cricket Club.
Yeah, he looks like he's bowling a bit, his style.
Well, I said he's got the crowd behind him like he did. It went high. I said the hush went over the ground as the ball was in the air. I said at the end of the day, the bowler called everyone out of it. I know if I was bowling, I'd be making the keeper go for it with the gloves, but the bowler held on. 4 wickets down now here for the Panthers.
Yeah, and that's the danger man. Brent Williams, the captain, gone as well. So, yeah, I just had a feeling that 197's a big score to chase, isn't it? And 4 for 48. Penrith are in a bit of trouble now.
Yeah, as I said, it's been some great bowling here, though. It's a
Yep.
shot that didn't need to be played, though. It was definitely not that. But when when that run rate starts to build, the wickets start to fall. Still almost 150 needed as comes in again to the new batter in Collins, and he pushes that one down to mid-on. He'll get off the mark, pick up a single. 4 for 49 here.
And Akita's figures here, 1.2 overs, 3 wickets for 5 runs. It's Scotty Boland-esque.
Scotty Boland-esque. Well, I can tell you that Australia have wrapped up that test in Adelaide. They've won by the measly 419. Thanks for coming, Windies.
Definitely 13 and over.
Well, they weren't scoring 13 and over.
Times 32. Disappointing for West Indies, though, isn't it? They, the first game they put up a fight. This one they didn't.
Yeah, this one comes in good ball on off stump. Can only push it to mid-wicket, no run. Yeah, as I said, I think the Perth pitch suited them a lot more than the Adelaide pitch did. And when you're chasing 500 with like 2.5 days to go,
yeah.
You're playing for your country, so to speak. But just the Windies will go home, lick their wounds, come back better for it, I'm sure. As next delivery here again is on off stump. It's been some great bowling here. I'll pick up a single. That brings up the 54 for 50 here. 2 balls left in the 7th, but there's been some. I think there's been some wins there. Chanderpaul,
yeah,
he shows like he's going to be a force for them at the top of the order when they need someone to partner Braithwaite up at the top.
Yep, but it'll be good to see South Africa playing here starting on Saturday at the Gabba against Australia. They've got a good pace attack.
Certainly, it's going to be a great battle of the pace attacks here as this one's played out through the offside. It'll be cut off by the fielder on the cover boundary, and it'll just be one more to the total, 4 for 51. But yeah, it'll be an interesting series.
Yep.
I think, the 2 pace attacks, I think Australia probably have the better batting lineup. But
yeah, I agree.
But as I said, if they can rattle Labuschagne and Smith with the pace, they don't face a lot of it. So if they can get early inroads, it's going to be good. As this next one, it just comes down the ground, straight into the side screen for 6. As I said, we said they couldn't hang around here, and they're certainly not doing that. He was on that line and length, but tried to put him off it. Comes down to the pitch of the ball and straight back over the bowler's head for 6.
Yeah, they really needed that, didn't they? Jordan Brown going down the ground for 6. Very good stuff. But yeah, looking forward to seeing players like Rabada and Nortje, etc. And also South Africa have got quite a good record coming here. I know they probably used to have a bit more of an established team, but they probably in the last 15 years they've probably had 2 tours when they've come here and beat an Aussie in a series. They're one of the rare teams that can do it, them in India. So, but I know their team's a lot different to what it used to be back with Graham Smith and Jack Callis and all that. But they can win away.
They certainly can, and as I said, Australian conditions are a lot like South African conditions. It's not like they're coming out and facing something completely foreign. But we see a bowling change from the northern or number 2 oval end here of University Oval number 1. Devlin Malone coming in for his first. He bowls quick leggies, if I remember rightly.
Yes. Yep.
And first one's on the money. Oh, I said. The Collins just stopped halfway down the pitch. Luckily, they didn't throw to his end. But Brown was home at the keeper's end. They pick up the single off the first delivery there.
Yeah, he's got an interesting action, isn't he? Remember we said last summer a little bit like Chris Harris with the old sort of dibbly-dobbly and then medium paces, and he can skid some through, but quite effective, gets through the overs fast. Yeah, Sydney University looking strong.
They are. He comes in here again, and it's just short of a length, but can only pick out the fielder at short mid-wicket. I like when they do that. They have the mid-wicket's in about halfway, only about 15 metres away from the bat. Sometimes if they're right back on the circle, they can give away one, as this one just beats him, all ends up, but luckily takes the outside edge. No one down at third man on the boundary. The fielder at backward point has to do the chasing. Does well and keeps it inside the rope, and they can only pick up 2.
Yeah, they needed just to get that strike going again, though, didn't they? And yeah, they've got a lot of work to do here, the Penrith side.
They certainly do. What can they do here? And that was a great delivery there. Just all ends up as one of those ones you said, Kevin, it just skidded through.
Yep.
Before the batter could do anything. I think he just got a little bit of a tickle on that one. Otherwise, there would have been a huge LBW appeal going around oval number 1. As this one, he comes down to the pitch of the ball. He hits it down to long on, but can only pick up another single. 4 for 61 here with 1 delivery left in the 8th.
Yeah, coming on strike now will be Collins. He's very tall, isn't he? He's got a big, massive frame.
He should be wearing like the number 11 shirt or something, not the number 5. And that one's a big appeal.
Yeah.
And he's been given. Again, just skidded on. Couldn't get any bat behind the ball there. I said, we've seen the ball keeping a little bit low, Kiwi Mick, particularly as the ball gets a bit older and softer. And he stepped right into that one. And I don't think the umpire had much else that he could do other than stick the finger up.
Yeah, and again, that skiddy bowler to the tall batter, isn't it? They're trying to sort of dig it low. Sometimes some will stay down a bit low today anyway, but that really low trajectory, just the big man couldn't get down with the bat. And all of a sudden, they're 5 for 61 here.
Yeah, I said they got off to a good start here, did the Panthers. We thought that it could be on, but I said wickets are the death knell in run chases, and you mentioned it before, Kevin, it runs on the board in a final. It does things to batters. They think they have to do something out of the ordinary, but I said it's students in a great position as Rails is the new batter for Penrith. He won't be on strike as it was the end of the over. So 5 for 61 off 8 as we see Maladay come back in from the southern or scoreboard end. Brown is on strike. What can the opening bowler do here? And just beats him outside off stump. All of a sudden, it's the pink ball test, and the Panthers are the Windies, and Australia are the students, and they're just getting into that zone and zipping the ball around everywhere.
They must have a dinner date lined up, just maybe a team outing or something. They're in a rush.
Well, mate, they want to take advantage of this as Maladay comes in again to Brown, and just can only get that outside edge on it. It goes through to that fielder at point. They've set the field well here with those fielders on the offside, well and truly inside that 30-yard circle, cutting off any quick single attempts.
Yeah, nice bowling by Maladay. He's 1.2 overs, 1 for 6, so tidy figures.
Yeah, he bowled a good first one up, and this one's hit down the ground, but nothing much behind it. One bounce to that fielder at mid-off in Damien Mortimer. They'll pick up one, but as I said, shots like that earlier in the innings, we were seeing them go over the bowler's head for 6, but that one just didn't have the same gusto behind it, did it?
No, definitely, but speaking of gusts, a massive breeze coming across now.
Making sure
good analogy, wasn't it?
Making sure that bottles and stuff don't go flying everywhere.
Yep, definitely cooled down a bit. It's good.
Yeah, well, I said the new batter on Rails on strike, and Maladay coming round the wicket, just swinging the ball back in. All ends up not what you're wanting to see from your number 7 batter when there's still 135 runs required.
Yeah, good angle there to the left-hander and Rails. He's yet to get off the mark.
What can he do here now? Maladay round the wicket, and he just gets an inside edge onto the pad. Cummins does the fielding coming around from his spot behind the stumps. I'll pick up one more. That's Rails off the mark. Brown's on 11. 5 for 63 here. One delivery left in the 9th over. Said Kiwi Mick will get back calling the action after the next over, and I'll give some updates around the grounds from these other games. As I don't know what that was, but it wasn't a shot from it should have been played by a first grader. He's come charging down the wicket. It swung away, missed it all ends up. But yeah, 9 overs gone now here at University Oval number 1. The Panthers chasing City Unis 196. They're 5 for 63.
Yeah, good stuff here by the students. Melody, 2 overs, 1 for 8. All their bowlers have been tight. They'll continue now with Devlin Malone as well. So, yeah, they're really well on top here. And they've pretty much slowed to just over a run a ball here, Penrith's run rate that they're on. And they require 134 of 66 deliveries. So that's how quickly it's blowing out. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, I said it's that wickets falling. It gets you behind that run rate, and then you feel like you've got to almost be scoring at 20 runs and over to get back, and particularly in a final, it's just hard to chase. As Malone comes in first delivery, it's uppish, but there's no one at mid-off. It's back on the boundary. Rails will get through for a single. I said he's going to try and bowl these overs as quickly as possible. Put the pressure on the Penrith batters.
Parramatta, same colours.
It's been a long day. As
oh no,
comes down the wicket, does Brown,
World Cup fatigue.
World Cup fatigue as he picks up a single. The fielder down at long on having to do the work again. It is World Cup fatigue. I think it's been a long year for us on Triple H fatigue
true.
as well.
True.
Only one more call for us, but we still will be on air with our Splinters podcast. The bench will be on tomorrow night as well. As next delivery there from Malone, just can only be patted back down the wicket from Rails for another dot ball.
He's rattling through them, isn't he?
I said he's doing a good job for his side here, Malone, as this one again is just having to be pushed back down, but no one in front of, no one inside the circle in front of the wicket on the leg side, so they're able to pick one up as long on has to do the fielding. 5 for 66 here, 2 deliveries left in the 10th over. So we'll get back to Kiwi Mick in a second, and then we'll get you updated about these games around the grounds, because as I said, there's been some big scores as he reverse sweeps this one out of nowhere.
Dom
does
Brown. That one.
Tom would have loved that one.
Sweet.
He loves a good sweep shot, does Dom Rizzuto, but as I said, that one's come out of nowhere. No one back down here on the third man boundary. And 4 runs to the total. Brown moves to 16. 5 for 70 here. 1 ball delivery left in the 10th. They look like they're just trying to change the field around a little bit. I said the fielders out in front of the wicket, square leg, mid wicket, long on, long off, and cover. So they're just pushing that man at backward point around to a third man, trying to cover off that shot again, but I don't know if they're bothering. As I said, it came from absolute nowhere. As this one again keeps a bit short, and it's fielded by the fielder inside the circle at fine lead. They pick up another one to the total. 10 overs gone here at University Oval number 1. In reply to the students, 169. The Panthers 5 for 71. To take you through the next 5 overs, Kiwi Mick Reinisch.
Yeah, so a lot of work to do for this Penrith Panthers team. They need 126 off 60 deliveries. They pretty much need 12 runs and over with 5 wickets left. And Sydney University, very good batting and good bowling here as well to back it up. First few overs were a little bit shaky with some wides and stuff, but let's go around the grounds.
Yeah, well said. In reply to so this will be the winner of this game. Will take on the winner of this game. Blacktown Mounties 4 for 215.
Melody bowls, and oh no, that's an awful shot into the onside. The bowler nearly gets a caught and bowled, and they're going to try and overthrow here. He could be run out at the striker's end. He's not. Chuck it on the bloopers. World Cup fatigue. Players scattered everywhere, Matt Mears. I can't keep up with this.
I don't think anyone can, Kiwi Mick, but yeah. So for the winner of this game, we'll play the winner of the game I'm just about to mention. So Blacktown Mounties 4 for 215. In reply, Bankstown 4 for 94 in the 10th over. Solway is still at the crease for Bankstown, but they got a lot of work to do out there, Bankstown, if they want to play in that Thunder Conference final.
We might have another broken bat, perhaps.
Something's gone on as he's slid down on the other
gloves.
end. He's probably just slid his gloves right on the ground. Probably needs a new pair. The other game that we wish we were calling out at Coogee Oval, Gordon, they scored 4 for 221. Randy Pizza 3 for 42 in reply. That's in the 6th over. So I said good start there for Gordon. But this one, Kiwi Mick, we talked about a low-scoring game. I know you saw it, but we'll wait till after this ball.
So here goes Melody now to Brown. He's edged this one. There is a man at third man to cut this one off. They'll pick up a single. So Jordan Brown, to his credit's actually moved through the 20 now, so he's trying to dig in and at least stick around.
But yeah, this one we've been talking about. We thought Sydney 9 for 134. This pitch, you don't judge a pitch till both teams have batted on it.
Yep.
St George 6 for 45 in reply to Sydney Tigers 9 for 134.
Wow.
So, wow, that pitch down at Harold Fraser. Wow.
Henry Rails on strike. Tries to drive this, but it squirts out backward a point for a single. In fact, it's going to be a leg by after all of that. So, here we go.
Yeah, some interesting scores coming around the grounds. We'll try and keep you updated with those before we go off air, and we can tell you what games will be both conference finals. 15th of January, we will be at 1. Which one that will be, we do not know until KO make their preference of what game they're going to, and we'll be calling the other.
So again, it's going to be Brown on strike. They're going to go for a run here to the man at point. He should be gone. Yes, he is. Direct hit to the non-striker's end by the man at point. Let's see who the fielder was. It was Dylan Hunter, who batted so brilliantly earlier in the day. That was sensational fielding, a left-arm throw from point to the angle of the stumps there at the non-striker's end, throws him down, rips a couple of the stumps out of the ground. What fielding that was, and all of a sudden here, Penrith are in big trouble at, is it 6 for 75?
It is 6 for 75, but you can't take away that brilliant piece of fielding there. They needed everything to go their way, the Panthers, if there were going to be any hope of making their way through to the Thunder Conference final. But as I said, it was a great piece of work there, and now we see Dodrell coming to the wicket. And if you see number 6 with a bit of a ponytail, and if that's not Jerome Luai.
Oh, yeah.
we found one. It looks the same.
Absolutely.
We have found one. But as I said, all to do now here for the Penrith Panther side.
Oh, and that might be wide down the leg side this time. Yes, it is. So Rails is on strike, of course, for that run out. He's gone to the striker's end. Melody just straying this time. 6 for 75 in the 11th over with his target of 197. Sydney University batting first. Penrith with the run chase now. Here goes Melody again. Oh, and he's crunched this one, Rails. But there is a man out there at deep square leg. They will pick up a couple of runs. As the Jerome Luai lookalike runs back to the non-striker's end. And they get a couple of runs.
They do get a couple of runs, Kiwi Mick.
Yeah.
But the first shot in anger for a while. But even then, it made a nice little crack off the bat, but it didn't fly away. As I said, it's been some really good bowling here by the students.
Melody again. Right armour to Rails. Oh, and he's got him where it hurts in the midriff area. Don't rub it, they say.
$2 a rub.
And is that the end of the over?
It is.
Doesn't look like they've quite updated the scoreboard. That's why I normally always write it down manually, but I had World Cup fatigue. 6 for 76. 11 overs gone.
6 for 78, but it's all right. It is quite small on the Play HQ. Yeah, quite small on the Play HQ website where we are keeping up to date with the scoreboard.
I've had 2 6 a.m. starts. Saturday getting up for Netherlands, Argentina. Sunday, England, France.
Mate, you're a machine.
And
that's why we have you here on the Triple H Sports team.
Day in, day out, 24 hours coverage. No. So flicked off the pads this time by Liam Dodrell as we get back to the action. They will pick up a single. 6 for 79 in the 12th.
Yeah, Malone to continue. He's only going at runner ball, but he's really taken the momentum in towards the students. He's certainly hard to get away. I think he's got something left up his sleeve as well.
Malone again. Rolls the fingers over this one. Flicked into the onside. Will they come back for a second here? No, some pretty sharp work down on the boundary. Rails will pick up the single. Score moves through to 6 for 80.
Yeah, I said this is not the run rate they need here if Penrith want to be playing on finals day.
Now it's going to be Malone to Dodrell. Leans forward, blocks it down the pitch back to the bowler. All very comfortable at the moment for Sydney University, isn't it?
I'll give you an update from Bankstown Oval. Bankstown chasing 216 for win, 5 for 101 in the 11th over.
Not too bad a run rate out there, but the wickets are falling. This time Dodrell will hoik it into the onside, an easy single to the man on the fence. And it's cooled down nicely here at University Oval.
Yeah, the shades coming across
yep.
the tree. Well, I was going to say the sun's going behind the trees, but it's going behind that big university block over there as well, which
yep.
is helping.
A little bit of clouds coming over as well. And going down the ground this time will be Rails, who'll pick up an easy single to the man at that long off position. 6 for 82 in the 12th, target of 197. They need 115 off 49 deliveries. It's a long, long way off, and they're 6 down. It'd have to be a massive comeback here for Penrith to get the win. It will be Dodrell on strike. He's on 2. He bowled quite well today, Dodrell. A bit of pace there. And this is a good delivery. They're going to go for the single. Is there a chance of a run out again? No, they missed the stumps, but they will pick up one. 6 for 83 Penrith after 12 overs.
Yeah, just another good over there by Malone, just not giving them anything to try and deposit over the picket fence here at Sydney University Oval number 1. It's it's sort of winding down this game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lost the fizzle and sizzle, as we say with the sometimes with the league calls.
Yeah, we said, when we do our league calls and, it gets out to like 40 points to 4. Sometimes they just take the foot off the gas. This one, I don't think Sydney University will be taking their foot off the gas, but with Panthers sort of not shutting up shop, but they're not making big outlandish shots to try and get themselves up with the run rate. Could be an interesting 8 overs left here at University number 1.
So Kieran Tate has switched ends. He'll be coming in from the grandstand and commentary end of the ground. Runs in now the right arm bowler. Bowling to Dodrell, of course, who's gone for it down the ground. Won't quite get to the fence, though, as the man races around from long on to cut it off. And they will scamper back for 2 runs. 6 for 85, Penrith.
So I got some interesting updates for you in the Sixers conference at the end of this over. I think we might be seeing who will be that final come 15th of January in the Sixers conference final. I think that it's coming very apparent.
Tate again. Dodrell goes for this, smashes it into the onside, but he didn't really smash it. He more so mistimed it. Doing the fielding there was Jordan Gauchi.
Yeah, just off the edge of the bat there. They're not middling him now, Penrith. It's one of those ones when you're in a final and you need everything to go your way. That's the time you can't find the middle of the bat.
So Tate again to Dodrell. Slower ball, smashes this one, gets more of this though into the onside. And good work on the fence, cutting it off there by Damien Mortimer, who struck a 50 earlier today for Sydney University. They will pick up a couple here. Will this Penrith Panthers side? 6 for 87.
Had a little bit of dancing to do around that rope, but I think he kept his feet inside there just. But as I said, without the vision replays down there, I don't think they'll be going back and looking at that one.
So Dodrell on 7 now. Another slower ball. Smacks it down the ground, but the fielder got a deflection on that, so it wouldn't go for 4. And they will just keep it to a single. So Sydney University in the first couple overs, a few wides and letting some boundaries in, but everything since then has been tight. Some good fielding, some direct hits with their fielders. Pretty tight bowling as well.
Yeah, there's been a few wickets though, like that shot of Brent Williams where he's just hit it straight up in the air.
Yeah,
he'll be thinking about that one for a little while to come. But at the end, it's been a great bowling performance so far. As you said, there's a couple of streaky things early, but they've really hit back well.
Rails on strike now. It's going to be a wide down the leg side. 6 for 89, Penrith in the 13th.
Yeah, some very interesting around the grounds that will bring you in 2 deliveries. As I said, I think we can already pick who will be the Sixers Conference Final.
So here goes Tate again. Oh, and he's timed this pretty well onto the onside, but the man on the 30-metre circle cuts it off on the half volley. They will pick up a single there with Henry Rails. 6 for 90.
Now it's about the saving face here for the Panthers. They won't want to be bowled out in 16 overs or so. They'll want to at least bat out their 20 overs.
So Dodrell and Rails both on 8 each. Tate bowls again to Dodrell. Nearly got some wood on that. It's just inside the wide line. Dodrell not happy with that. 13 overs gone. Penrith are 6 for 90. Target 197.
Yeah, so the two Sixers conference game. First out at Harold Fraser Reserve. Sydney Tigers made 9 for 134. St George 7 for 69 in reply.
Gee.
So you got to probably give that game to the Sydney Tigers. And they look like they'll play Gordon at Chatswood. Hopefully it's available on the 15th. But in reply to Gordon's 4 for 221, Randy Pete's a 5 for 54.
What a blowout that game is. Randwick Peterson winning the whole thing last year, going to be gone in the, you could really say the quarterfinals almost of the competition, isn't it, really?
Yes.
As a bigger picture.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yep, they're going to be a new winner again this year, you could say. Sort of, no, not the team not going back-to-back from the year before. And this one straight to the fielder. He plays it off his legs. And again, Malone skidding and staying low. He's 3.1 overs, 1 for 17. Very tight stuff here by the unorthodox medium pacer. This is smashed down the ground. And that's a huge 6 here onto the hill at University Oval. This time Rails nails it. He moves through to 14. And that was very convincing, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Just overpitched there by Malone. Low full toss. And as I said, that definitely got what it deserved.
Oh, and he goes for it again. Into the onside this time. Will they run back for a second? The man on the fence does some pretty good work. The old one bounce throw into the bowler. And it's 6 for 97 here in the 14th, Penrith. As Malone gets ready to bowl to Dodrell. He's on 8, Rails on 15. Just a mini partnership here. They're probably just trying to save face a bit here and get something on the board. And as we say, commentator's curse strikes again. I can't blame World Cup fatigue for that. That just happens. Dodrell's gone, and it's 7 for 97, Penrith.
Well, he wanted to join the Sixers party there. He saw Rails go down the ground. I said they have their long on pretty wide there for him, and he tried to hoik it more towards mid-wicket to try and beat him, but unfortunately for him, it went straight down his throat of the fielder at long on, and yeah, we were saying this game was fizzling out before. It certainly is now. 7 for 97 here, 2 balls left in the 14th.
Yep.
The catcher down there, Kieran Tate. Dodrell goes to 8 off 10 deliveries, and the Sydney Uni faithful getting up in voice again to make sure that he knows that he is leaving the field.
So Luke Hodges comes to the wicket now. bowled a mixture with his left arm spin, some good overs, and copped a little bit of stick as well, but he'll be at the wicket now, and they need 100 runs off 40 deliveries, I'm pretty sure it is. Dabbles this one away to behind the backward point. Fieldsman, they'll pick up a single. 7 for 98, one ball left in the 14th.
And another around the grounds update from the Thunder Conference. I'll bring you after this delivery.
So Rails on 15. He can hit it. He's gone down the ground here to long on for a single. 7 for 99 Penrith after 14 overs. And Malone will finish with figures of 4 overs, 2 for 26.
So out at Bankstown, who will play the winner of this game here, Blacktown Mounties 4 for 215 in their 20 overs. Bankstown 7 for 114 in the 13th over. Dan Solway still is at the wicket, but I think you're going to have to say that that's all Blacktown out there. So
yeah,
I don't think we would have had that coming into this competition, thinking that Blacktown would be making the Thunder Conference final, and they'll probably, you would assume, play Sydney University here on the 15th of Jan.
So in the end, it's looking like a few of these semis are going to be blowout results, isn't it?
I think all of them are.
Yeah.
All of them are.
All of them might be one-sided finishes. We'll get obviously the final scores in eventually, but it's looking that way. So it's going to be McElduff back into the attack with his right arm spin. Cutaway behind point there. And he'll pick up a single. Rails. He moves through to 17. That'll actually bring up the 100 for Penrith here. 7 for 100 in the 15th.
Yeah, as I said, they just need to rocket through these overs now. As I said, 11 past 5 here, still 6 overs to go. I just want this game put to bed.
And this time it's going to be down the ground by Hodges and taken on the fence. Safe as a bank. Safe as a bank. Damien Mortimer's had a good day. Batted well. Good fielding. Batter gone.
Well, maybe Penrith want to get back onto the M4 quicker than we thought. That was just smashed down the ground. He peeled off the 6 last over, didn't he, Rails? He hit the full toss from Malone, but I don't think this one was quite there to hit the same way, and all he can do is find Mortimer there at long off. So as it continues down, I apologise, I think that was Hodge that was out off that one, not Rails. But as I said, I don't think he didn't want to muck around, did he? So 8 for 100 here. 4 balls left in your stint. You might not even get back to me calling again if they keep playing shots like that. But
yeah, it's been a bit of an anticlimax, hasn't it, really? I mean, sometimes these finals games are cliffhangers, but you are going to get the odd blowout, especially in T20 cricket, where it can sort of, it just takes a little bit of strong play by one team, weak play by the other, and the game can sort of flow that way, can't it? But you've got to say Sydney University set this up with some great batting. 196 they got. McElduff bowls now to Verma, who will flick it off the pads. Actually looked pretty solid, that shot. 8 for 101.
Yeah, just up in the block hole there. It'll be interesting to see what approach they take now. You got Owen Cole still in the shed. Batting 11, didn't bowl, so don't have too much information on the number 11 for Penrith.
McElduff. He's gone down the ground this time. And a very safe catch. Safe as a bank. Rails has gone for 17. Taking the catch on the fence was Devlin Malone, who put in a great bowling spell. Penrith 9 for 101. Matt Mears, you might get short change. You might not get your final spell in. I apologise.
Not your fault.
Okay.
We can get a quick exit out of here.
Yes, true. I think I need an early night after some World Cup fatigue. Sorry if I keep saying that over and over. But I'm stating the facts. Coming to the wicket now will be Ryan Fletcher. Bit of an anticlimax, this one.
Owen Cole must be 12th man. The way that Play HQ is set up, it didn't have the correct batter in the number 11 spot. As I said, the Uni faithful getting themselves very cheery here. It's they have lots to cheer about though.
Yep. McElduff 2.4 overs, 2 for 21, and it will be Ryan Fletcher on strike. We've got a couple of wickets out there today for Penrith, but they're going to make the long trip back home, departing the competition. A few blowouts in the finals of cricket today. And, this one's beaten outside the off stump. Left-handed batter is Fletcher. 1 ball left in the 15th here. Sydney University on their way to the Thunder final. Block down the pitch. 9 for 101 after 15. Back to you, Matt Mears.
I must admit, when I come on for the last 5 overs, normally looking maybe for a good run chase, but yeah, 96 required off 30 odd deliveries here. I don't think we're kind of going to get the finish that we're looking for. 9 for 101 here. Fletcher and Verma 10 and 11 at the crease, and it will be the youngster Ikeda coming back in, the Scotty Boland of Sydney Uni, coming back into the attack, trying to finish it out here. 2 overs, 3 for 13. The youngster, he's bowled really well. I still think that shot that the skipper Williams played, that'll be in his dreams for the next couple of nights for sure. But as I said, could be over well and truly very quickly here, with Akita back on from the northern or number 2 oval end here of University Oval, as this one's full toss, but can only find the fielder inside the circle. Direct hit there, well done. As I said, you can see they've got the 4 men inside the circle, point, cover, mid-on and mid-wicket. The fielder's back at square leg on the boundary, fine leg, 3rd man, cover and mid-off. So we'll be looking to get it up in that block hole, and again he does. They look for one. Oh, tries to run him out, the non-striker coming towards the batting end, but thankfully I think for him that it missed it well and truly. I'll pick up a single. Verma moves to 2, 9 for 102 here in the 16th over, Kiwi Mick. I think though you'll be enjoy bowling to the number 11 though.
Yeah, definitely. Some good bowling by Akita today, that's for sure. But yeah, Penrith, they're going to fall quite a lot of runs short if they get out soon. They're still 95 runs short of the actual target, which is a massive margin in T20, isn't it?
Certainly is. The next delivery here, full toss. It was below the waist, so it won't be a no ball, but when you're number 11, you don't look forward to those. You're wanting it to bounce off the pitch, but has been a day of big wins. I think Australia ended up winning by 419 runs in the test. We haven't gone around the grounds in the women's competition, but hopefully there's no 2 big blowouts in that competition, as this one's just played nicely to the fielder at mid-wicket. They'll go again, but the fielder there couldn't hit. I think that you would have found that one would have been out. I said some high-scoring games around the traps. We won't talk to. We might mention some of the results because we will be calling the women's competition next week. We'll be at. I'll definitely be at David Phillips South for Universities versus Manly. We'll be doing the ring around of the commentators.
I've got a quick round the grounds.
I'd love to hear it.
England, Pakistan. So England getting 275 in their second innings. Pakistan need a total of 355 runs as their target.
Well, he does the bit of the hop, skip and jump. Does Akita come into the wicket there, but beats the batter, all ends up, no run.
No wicket for Pakistan. They need a target of 355. So England looking to get, I would say, probably their first series win in Pakistan ever. Because if they can win this, they go up 2-0. And that track is spinning a lot, so they'd be favourites.
Well, as again, Verma tries to deposit up onto the number 2 field here, but big swing, no ding. We'll tell you that, these games have been completed at Manly Oval. Manly getting the chocolates over Parramatta by 1 run, defending 170, bowling out Parramatta for 169. Universities played our local Northern District Rangers. Northern District Rangers 256. Universities all out for 113 in that one. In second grade, as I said, it didn't look like a good day for some of those fielders there as well. But interesting results around the grounds, Kiwi Mick. We will bring you some of these other ones after play as we.
Dylan Hunter into the attack.
Yeah, an extra bowler needed here. I don't really know why, but left arm round the wicket as Fletcher just places this down to Malone at long off for another single.
Yeah, well, he batted so well earlier on, didn't he? Getting in the 60s with his scoring. And bit of a hush around the ground here at University Oval, wasn't there? Those fans up on the hill, though, not getting hammered with the sun. They can actually enjoy the slightly cooler conditions now.
As it comes in again, big swing there from Verma. He tried to put that into the Kiwi Mick fan club, but again, maybe a little bit of turn there from Hunter. As comes in again, and this one he comes down the track. This one's up and over. One bounce 4. As I said, they do have their long on wide here, and he's able to get it just to the side of the side screen here to pick up a boundary.
Yeah, good shot there by Verma. He doesn't look too bad for a number 10. He kind of has a little bit of structure there with his batting.
Next delivery up, and that's a full toss, but he can only pick out the man at cow corner. He runs the ball right back in. Obviously, he's got to change sides because of the right-hand, left-hand combination. But yeah, as this game is fizzling down, 9 for 109, 2 balls left here in the 17th as Hunter comes in again, and this one's high, just over the head of the fielder. If he was back on the circle, he probably would have taken it, but he's in there trying to cut off the one. But picks the gap between cow corner and long on here in front of the scoreboard. There's a bit of silence here coming from the Sydney Uni faithful. It always happens, isn't it? That last wicket partnership just is more of a nuisance than anything. Like we said, 84 required off 19 deliveries.
Yeah.
But they want to show that maybe they're worth maybe a lift, a position or two up the batting order.
Yeah, that's true, and there's always sort of the pride factor as well, and maybe just even trying to bat out your 20 overs just to, I mean, realistically, you should bat out your 20 overs in this format.
You should, but we've seen plenty of examples where they haven't. As he sweeps this one and sweeps it well, but great fielding there at fine leg inside the circle. Sees it only go 2-1, so the Hunter goes for 11 off his over, and after 17 overs here at University number 1, 9 for 114 here, Penrith. Still needing 83 runs for victory of 3 overs.
Yeah, and if they play Blacktown Mounties next game in the Thunder final, that would be a very interesting match, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that looks like it's going to be the game. We'll see if we can get some scores for you. But yeah, 9 for 114. 9 for 141, the Bankstown side. So yeah, you're going to have to say that it'll be the students versus Blacktown Mounties here at University Oval number 1. I don't think anybody would have been picking that one. I certainly don't think we did in the preview on Splinters. But good on them for Blacktown Mounties. As Keita will continue from the northern end and respectively played back to the bowler in his follow-through. I think they're going to need to get a bit of a move on here. I said we do thank for those people still tuning in through Frog Box. They're also listening to us on the Triple H Sports Stream and on 100.1 FM. His Sunday afternoon T20 coverage as he flays this one back down the ground. Does Fletcher, and he'll find 4 runs. They said the mid-off up inside the circle. Long on can't get around there to cut that one off.
Yeah, nice shot there by Fletcher. He moves into double figures as well now. Moving on to 11. So to Penrith's credit, they're not just throwing in the towel and saying, oh, let's just get out of here. They're going to try and bat through to their last ball.
Nikita, he's 3 for 19 here in his 4th over, and this one's just played off the outside edge, but well fielded by that man at backward point. No run.
Yeah, and again, Akita, very good figures, 3.3 overs, 3 for 19, so very impressive. The Scotty Boland-esque bowler, getting 2 wickets and over earlier on.
I said he is a crowd favourite here as he comes in again and just beats the bat there. Just probably wishes that one swung a little bit more onto off stump, but he survives another ball here, Fletcher. 9 for 118, 2 balls left in the 18th here as we work our way towards the end of this game. We'll try and keep you up to date with the other games in the conference semi-finals after this game's over, as this one's played through the offside, well fielded by the fielder at mid-off. They pick up another single. Fletcher moves to 12. 9 for 119 here. Last ball of Akita's spell here. 3 for 20. He'll take that any day of the week.
Oh, definitely. Very good. Good figures. Him and Malone have been good, and overall, all their bowlers, none of them have really gone for much.
Should we get a Kiwi Viz update at the end of this over?
Oh.
99.9%.
Hang on, I'll just work it out.
Okay.
Let me get the graph and the compass out. The abacus.
Abacus. Well, final delivery here of Akita's spell to Verma. And he's bowled him.
Too late for Kiwi.
Too late for Kiwi Viz. It's 100% to the students. Great delivery there. Just hitting the top of off, what every right arm bowler wants to see. And they're all out here for 119, the Panthers. They win by 77, the students. They'll be playing on the 15th of January, Kiwi Mick. And as I said, a bit of an anticlimax. We thought we were going to be in for a good run chase with how they started here, but it's been a great bowling performance here to wrap this game up. Yeah,
great stuff by Sydney University. Hugo Akita, who I'd never really seen until now, he bowled great. Eventually he gets 4 for 20 of his 4 overs. So, gee, that's brilliant figures, isn't it? Obviously, it was all really set up by their batting, though. Again, I keep saying it, but Damien Mortimer, Dylan Hunter, both got in the 50s and 60s there, and Tim Cummins with a great fast 40. 197's a daunting task, high run chase. They ran Penrith's fielders round in the heat earlier on, around 233, 330. It was really hot out here. It was, I reckon, 30 degrees. Sometimes laptops say 27, but when you're running around out there, those players would be heated, and they've just run out of steam, really. Full credit to Sydney University. No excuses for Penrith, and they'd probably admit that. And can't wait to come back in January for the Thunder final, and we'll have 4 teams left by then. We'll
see who we'll get to that in a second. We'll go through the Penrith tail of the tape. Then we'll have a look at where we might be come the 15th of January as the Sydney Uni faithful give a round of applause to their team as they come off the field. Tyron Lilliard, he looked like he was in for it early on. He was bowled. First of those wickets to Akita, 18 off 13 deliveries, 3 fours there. Nick Adams was the first to go. LBW to Maladay, 3 off 5. Jordan Watson, he was caught behind off Cummins off the bowling of Akita, 9 off 9 deliveries, 2 fours in that as well. Brent Williams, he's going to be disappointed. He was off that caught and bowled, just hit up in the air from Akita. 13 off 7 deliveries, 1 4, 1 6. Jordan Brown, he was that run out. Great work by Dylan Hunter at point to throw down the stumps. 20 off 20. He also hit a 4 and a 6. Michael Collins, he came and left. He was LBW to Malone. 3 off 4 deliveries. Henry Rails, he hit that big 6 down the ground, but it wasn't enough. He was caught by Malone off the bowling of McElder. 17 off 17. Liam Dodrell, 8 off 10 deliveries. He was caught by Tate off the bowling of Malone. Luke Hodges, 1 off 2 deliveries, caught Mortimer, bowled McEldriff. Verma was the last wicket to fall. Nice top of off bowling there by Akita. 7 off 9 deliveries with a 4. Ryan Fletcher finishes 12 not out, 12 deliveries with 12 fours. 8 extras to there. Penrith Panthers all out for 119 off 18 overs exactly. The Sydney Uni bowling, Ryan McEldriff opening up 2 for 21 off 3. Maladay, he was very tight, 1 for 14 off 3. Tate, none for 25 off his 3 overs. Akita, pick of the bowlers, 4 for 20 off his 4. Malone also bowled well, 2 for 26 off 4. And Hunter, 1 over 4. 11 Kiwi Mick. I know you've given you a little bit of a wrap-up there before, so we'll go around the grounds. The game at Bankstown also just wrapping up in the last couple of moments. Bankstown all out for 154, chasing Blacktown Mounties 4 for 215. So they get the win by 61 runs.
Yeah.
They will play Sydney University here on the 15th of Jan in the Thunder Conference Final. In the Sixers Conference Final, I think we've already know that Sydney will be a part of that. They have defeated St George by 33 runs. St George could only be, they were bowled out for 101, so they'll be disappointed there in that run chase.
That's disappointing chasing that total, but maybe the pitch was shaky, who knows?
Well, I said it's not Hurstville, it's not their usual ground.
Yeah.
It's their second ground, so perhaps that's been against their out of their favour, but as I said, congratulations to Sydney Tigers.
Yep.
They'll play the winner of this game, and you would have to think that it is going to be Gordon. So Gordon 4 for 221 in their 20 overs. Randy Pete 6 for 102 in reply there out at Coogee. It is a Gordon home game. They couldn't play the game at Chatswood Oval, so they've had to move it to Coogee. But yeah, 6 for 102 off 13 is the last update we've had there. So you would have to assume, all things going well, Gordon will take home the biscuit. So they will host the Sydney Tigers at Chatswood Oval. That's where we plan to be on the 15th of January. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see what KO does. Perhaps they'll want to be out here for the Thunder Conference game. But stay tuned to our social media, Triple H Sport on Facebook and Twitter. We will keep you up to date where we will be. So if you've listened through Frogbox, thank you if it's the first time you've heard, and if you want to hear us again, that's where you'll be able to find us on the 15th of Jan. Or for any of our coverage coming up, we'll be back on air next Sunday out at David Phillips South with the University Women's hosting Manly Women's in the first grade Premier competition. That game will kick off at 2 o'clock. I'll be there. Kiwi Mick is a TBA. Hopefully we'll have Georgia back on the staff and one more as well, because it is really hard doing these games with only 2 commentators, as we found out today. But we will be there just before 2 o'clock here on Triple H 100.1 FM. sports.triplehfm.com.au is our streaming site as well, where you can pick us up. Hopefully we'll be on the University's Frogbox. That is to be determined. But you can hear more of your sport here on Triple H 100.1 FM. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, the bench will be back. 2 hours of your sport from around Sydney, around Australia, around the world. Dom Rizzuto will be in the host chair there. And Tuesday night will be the Splinters podcast. It is the BBL preview. I know that Tuesday is the kickoff for BBL, but we'll be just behind that. We'll have our preview on as the first game is underway as well. So a big thank you to you, Kiwi Mick, mate. Always doing the job here. Mr. Reliable here. Well done again. No thank you to Mako, who didn't turn up and didn't tell me he wasn't going to. We'll have a chat to him later on. Too big of a birthday night for him, but we did the job, the two of us. But make sure you stay tuned to around all the sport here on Triple H 100.1 FM. Make sure you tune in next Sunday for our last live coverage of the year. And thank you to everybody that's listened here on 100.1 FM on the sports stream or on Frogbox. For Kiwi McRunish, I am Matt Mears. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you down the road.
you guys commentating for?
We commentate for Triple H 100.1 FM. So we normally call around the north side of Sydney, Northern Districts, Gordon, North Sydney, etc.
Yeah.
But we were going to do the Gordon game, but they did that on KO, so we weren't allowed to go there.
Right.
But yeah, so Sydney gracious enough to have us here. Also let us connect up to their frog box as well, so the coverage went through that as well. And
yeah, cool.
Yeah, a bit of fun for us, but yeah, always love having the support of the clubs as well to let us do our thing. But
because we thought initially you were with KO, but then we worked out that we weren't on KO. So
yeah, no, unfortunately, but yeah, if anybody was watching through the frog box, they would have heard our coverage as well. So oh mate, yeah, on a Saturday or whatever, you tune in and look at some of those games, and you're like, this would be 20 times better if someone was actually talking behind it. As I said, we always offer now. We've now got the things where we can connect you to it. So we always like to offer. Some take us up, some don't. But that's obviously the club's prerogative. But as I said, if you're like, I think we're cricket lovers as well. Like you're watching that Test match in Adelaide. If there wasn't anybody commentating on that, everybody would be
this is so much more entertaining than as a contest.
Yeah, but no, mate. Yeah, we as I said, we do it most weeks, whether we call the Kingsgrove or we call a women's game on the off weeks as well. So
yeah, cool.
Bit of fun, but it's good for the station and everything like that. And
yeah,
good hobby for us. So.
Good to have you,
mate. No, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming down.
How you going? I'm
Good.
Tim.
Matt.
Nice to meet you, mate.
You too.
Cole had to head off,
Yeah.
and he didn't get to say bye because he didn't come up during coverage.
No,
But
that's
just wanted
fine.
to let him know. Thanks for coming out.
No, mate. No, thank you for letting us come in doing it. Because as I said, I know we're not the KO guys, but mate, we're trying to hook it up so we can get the frog box going just as well as the KO
really
coverage.
I was watching the video upstairs. I missed a couple of balls. Definitely coming through. Really nice.
Yeah, well, yeah, we always make sure, but yeah, as I said, we've got the technology here that we can connect it up, and as the bloke said it, if you can put some words to the pictures, it just makes the people watching 100 times better for them. So,
For sure.
but mate, no, we'd love to come back on the 15th. We'll see. Yeah, we'll obviously have to wait and see where KO decide to go, whether they go here or Chatswood. So, we'll obviously what's the point of having two coverages on the same game? We'll only do it on finals on the final day where we'll go head to head. Because yeah, all rights we should have been at because we got to follow the northern teams, but there's no point in us both being at Coogee. To be fair, there's no room for us both at Coogee, but as I said, we were here on grand final day last year with the KOs up here and we were down there. It was great. So when we had the opportunity to come here again, we were like, yes, 100%. You can't beat this view for a call. Some of the grounds we go to, you're like, oh, this is going to be interesting. But mate, up here is brilliant, and yeah, to be able to hook up to the frog box, it's always a pleasure. So no, just thank you again for having us.
No worries. Thank you. I'll let him know.
No, thanks, mate. I won't touch it. We've unplugged it. I don't know who's coming to.
We have another buddy who will take care of that. Thanks.
No worries. No, but thanks again, mate. Appreciate it. Almost there.
Yeah.
You ordered cocoa and water?
Oh, if it's a full can of cocoa, well, yeah. Okay.
Still full?
Yep. Yeah, I might have a can of coke.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, big blowouts today, eh?
Yeah. Was. I said I still. At least it was things most of the way. Left or something.
All done.
All done, all good, all everything, yeah.
Convincing win in the end, eh? Yeah, because Penrith were 5 wins and 1 loss in the same with you guys.
And they, the Penrith smashed us the big last Thursday.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
To be fair, they had Sam Billings that week.
How's
Still.